What's up? It's today, boy. Welcome to Hot 93.97, the network. We your favorite podcast, radio show, favorite show here. Just sitting here today. I got Mr. Outside here on the mic.
You got Splash Sis number 1.
You got your boy Yelmar.
And you got your girl Splash Sis number 2.
Fuck y'all, Splash.
It's always a hater, I tell you.
It's always a hater
Always a
in
hater.
these streets. I had my kids all weekend. I'm fucking tired. My wife just got back, so I'm happy. Shout out to all the real dads in the world, man. Producer, shout out to the real daddies in the world.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Shout out to me.
I ain't got no
I ain't got
kids.
no kids, but I'm still a daddy.
Uncle Daddy.
You know what?
I got some
Fuck it,
TT mama.
we could get into it. I wanted to hit y'all with this word. I guess we can call it the word of the day. So
What that word is?
what that word is. So trauma. It's a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. Then it got some weird shit on there. Oh, rupture. That shit don't have nothing to do with what we talking about today. But trauma, man. You know, we're just talking about that good old trauma. I don't know.
Trauma. Yeah, that could go a lot of ways. Trauma,
It can
trauma.
go a lot of ways, especially in dating.
Yeah, definitely. Dating, just relationships, period. Like
Physical
relationships with yourself.
Ooh.
Trauma could go like a long way. But it's crazy because I think in order to deal with the trauma, you have to first like acknowledge it. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't acknowledge it because, you know, they grew up this way thinking, okay, this traumatizing situation that I went through is normal. So a lot of people normalize like trauma. They feel like they deal with it, but really they didn't deal with it. They just kind of buried it.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, you got different kinds of trauma though. You got that physical,
Mental.
Emotional.
Ooh, emotional.
Yeah, emotional trauma.
That verbal is real. People don't think that verbal trauma is real.
Yeah, for sure.
That man, I remember I dated this chick. Shout out to interracial couples. Remember I dated this white girl, and every time I lift my arm up, she used to flinch. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" She was like, "I thought you was gonna hit me." I'm like, "I don't even hit women until the 3rd trimester, so you ain't gotta worry about that." No, I'm playing. I don't support domestic violence.
So I want to talk about that because I don't know, it's something I've been going through. So it's a question.
You been getting abused?
No, not that. What I'm about to bring up. So you know, if you ever, I don't know if it's just me, but if you ever see it, people who usually, I'm gonna say NBA players, a lot of NBA players that make it, you never see like most of them having a black girlfriend. Like you always see them having a foreign chick. Like y'all believe so?
Oh yeah.
And
Except for LeBron.
You're not about to sleep on the king.
but like what I was thinking, just because like in my situation, like where I'm at now, I'm at a point where I know how to acknowledge, like, okay, this situation traumatized me. Like I'm traumatized from this.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of, just being honest, well, I'm speaking from my experience. A lot of women I come across that are, you know, African American women, they haven't got to that point where they can acknowledge, okay, I'm traumatized or this has traumatized me. So me dealing with this, what I say, she's white. Yeah, she's white and mixed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff that she deal with. No, a lot of stuff that I would have dealt with dating an African American, I don't have to deal with that dating, you know, a mixed girl, just because certain things that, say, this African American woman went through, she hasn't went through that, so she's not, you know, like traumatized based on her past. So like, do y'all feel like that's a reason like a lot of athletes and stuff date like out of their race, like foreign chicks and white chicks, just because, you know, they don't have to deal with all the
past trauma they had?
No,
I just think they got good coochie, and that's what they like.
I don't even think it's the coochie.
I think it's what they like.
I just personally think that it's because they pick me. pick me bitches.
You said they what?
Pick me. Pretty much, or no, they yes women.
Oh,
They
yes,
yes.
women.
They don't want to deal with a dominant black woman that's going to pretty much tell them about themselves. They don't want to deal with that. Even okay, we have trauma and this and that, but I forgot what I was about to say. But anywho, so yes, we have trauma and this and that, but what about the ones that don't got trauma?
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
I got a question for you. So when you're on the topic of trauma, normally how I work with trauma is, you experience some type of traumatic event, and this traumatic event has affected you in some type of way where, either you can't get over something, you can't move forward, especially like, whatever your, cultural, being black. I mean, even being broke it can be traumatic. Not having money can be traumatic. What's like, I don't know if you mind sharing, but like, what's something that you feel like affected you traumatically that you felt like that you overcame? Yeah.
All right, know what you about to say too.
Get my ass kicked.
Oh, damn. Damn.
That's real though.
Yeah.
It is.
That's real.
That was a trauma I went through. I got beat. And
Had me fighting the more.
Damn, I wish I
Listen.
I wish I would have known you at the time. We'd have rolled though.
Listen, no, but it wouldn't have been in the point. It wouldn't have been a point because I was gonna keep going back, as we see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something I went through. And it took a while for me to get over it. And I don't even know if I would say I am over that. It sounds stupid, but it's the little things that went on in a relationship that traumatized me more, like cheating and stuff. It wasn't even an abuse, which you would think.
Yeah.
You'll be like, damn, really, girl? But I'm somebody that can be completely honest. It wasn't the abuse.
Do you think you just became accustomed to it, and maybe that's why it don't bother you?
Yeah. It wasn't even a custom.
It became your normal?
It didn't become my normal because it wasn't like one of them. At the end of the day, abuse is abuse, but it wasn't one of those, I'm whooping your ass because my meal cold or this and that. It was a couple times,
no ketchup.
But it was still abuse.
So, what made you, I don't want to really veer off too far, but it's kind of hard, only way to hit the point. What made you want to, in your head, you like, I know this is wrong. Should no man be putting their hands on a woman. But during that traumatic experience, what made you be like, well, I'm going to stay for a little bit? Or what was the breaking point? Well, before you get to the breaking point, what made you be okay with just being there?
I wanted love.
Mm-hmm.
The first person I ever been in love with. And unfortunately, I'm like, damn, it's the only person I want to be with. We got kids together now, too. Shit, I never wanted to be with nobody in my life, So that's and then he made me feel like I had nobody, which I knew I had people, but that's how manipulation works, So I just felt like I had nobody, and then, like I said, me being me and shit with my oldest son, him not having his dad, and me having these twins, and I'm like, I can't leave them fatherless too. Like it was a whole bunch of shit that made me stay. That should have never made me stay. So yeah.
So my question to the group is, I'm glad you said that. Can love be traumatic?
Very.
No.
Very.
I say no.
What's up, Marv?
The reason I say no is because, I'm going to change it. I say it can be. I was about to go to the point where if real love is not, supposed to be expressed in like what she went through, I feel like that's the problem, like in our generation now. We feel like real love is somebody putting you through bullshit, cheating on you.
It's not, ladies. It's not.
Yeah, for real, it's not. But I feel like just because like the way society is and social media, we put all these traumatic experiences on love, and that's not what love is. So I feel like love is not traumatic because at the end of the day, that's not love.
I'm on both sides of the spectrum.
Me too.
Because what you don't know what you don't know unless you try what you don't know. And if somebody who's, for instance, if you take a kid that has been sexually abused their whole life, and that's how they confine what love is. Serious, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll find a kid. No. Like, you know, you'll find, like, you know, somebody who had been sexually abused, they might relate that sexual abuse to love. And they gonna grow up, unfortunately, only attaching sex to love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel to say, you know, like how love is, you know what I'm saying, it should be shown a certain type of way. But if you like I always think back to like watching that Michael Jackson movie when I was little. He got, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, shit, he was always getting in trouble for no reason. But back in the day, that's how fathers love they son. You know what I'm saying? Joe was like, I whooped you, I beat you, but I got you on this upper level. He was emotionally.
I don't know. He was fucking them up.
He was, but that's what I'm saying. But when he said at the end, when he got done with that, even when we talk about the Ike and Tina thing, that was still his way of saying, like, at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? Even after you get a whooping, what your mama say to you?
She come apologize.
And then tell you they what?
Love me.
Facts.
You don't love me. You just hit me with that
just whoop my ass.
Oh, I heard the what is it? This gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
Man.
Like, no.
How you feel about that though, Splash One?
About what?
About, you know, love being traumatic. Do you feel like it can be?
Excuse me. Yeah, it definitely can be traumatic. And it's pretty much just based off of it can be it's situations in, like, you know, some people just I think Marv had mentioned something about sweeping stuff under the rug, but you get so, it's not even so much you sweeping things under the rug, you just get accustomed to your environment and just
it's your new normal.
Yeah, that's just what it is, you know. That's just like when you know, being a child, if there's domestic violence in the house, and you know, you see your dad doing that and handling, you know, or putting his hands on your mother, or, you know, and a lot of young men unfortunately come accustomed to that growing up too. So, just your environment. Sometimes that's what it is.
Yeah. But based on what you just said, I got another question too. So when you are around like those environments, to where you see like your mom or a loved one getting their hands put on, what makes, because it could be twins. You got twins and they're seeing the same thing, like their dad putting their hands on their mom. What makes like one twin say, okay, I see this and I see, you know, what's in my environment, so this is all I know, so this is what I'm gonna do. Then the other twin could, okay, I see this is my environment, I don't like how this makes my mom feel, or I don't like, you know, the situation, so this was what I know not to do. Like, how do you decipher the two?
You can't, because everybody make their own decisions.
That's what I mean. Like, what would make you go this route, and what would make you go that route?
You will never be able to figure that out.
You
will never be able to figure it out.
It's based on the individual.
It's based on the individual.
Do y'all think it's people's fault that they be traumatized?
Yes, to a certain extent.
What you mean?
Me, it was definitely my fault about everything I went. Of course, it was his fault. You should have never been doing what you did, but it was my fault because I knew better.
So, and the reason I asked that is because, like, it come to this, like, when it come to, like, I really said this too, because when it come to, like, relationships, when you're talking about a man, versus a woman, when it come to this, and people always ruffle feathers when I say this, but, like, a man that cheat on a woman, and the woman to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever to work it out for my family, or you know what I'm saying, if a woman did some foul stuff to a man, steal money, all of that little foul, he out. Ain't no, we ain't playing with that. But a woman, stay. Let me do what's best for my family.
We got more loyalty.
I don't think it got nothing to do with more loyalty. And I mean, that's your opinion. I ain't knocking your opinion.
I think it's based on the individual.
It could be. But I feel like it's a sucker move too, though. And that's why I feel like women be like, men can't take the same pain. Women be like, men can't take the same pain. I don't think it's that. I just think men rather just not endure it. It's because you don't get nothing good at the end of that shit. Because at the end of the day, whether they forgive you or not, they ain't gonna forgive this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know what I'm saying, as a man, not gonna do it. I know mine ain't. But if my wife did this wrong, I'm Audi 1000. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no conversation to have. But there's a lot of people that's gonna stick around for that shit. They gonna stay and they gonna want to coddle it. They gonna make them feel, you know what I'm saying? You know, they gonna fix it. And you know, more love to them. You know, black love. I'm all for it. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. But the thing I'm saying is, I feel like a lot of people do, like you were saying. You know, after that first time, you could have did.
We caused our own trauma.
After dog touched you the first time.
Not all the time.
Not
all the time. I get what she's saying.
But to a big certain extent and a degree, we definitely do.
Because after the first time, you
when
call
it
the
comes
voice.
when it comes to, for me, hell, it's for all of them, honestly, because like not for all of them, but majority of them, like say for instance, cheating. That's a big one because now you traumatized because he cheated, but yet you let him back. You let him back.
Stay.
You know, now you about to go through it again when you should have just left.
When you have those incidents where you and the individual, y'all both in it, and y'all both can make y'all decisions, I definitely agree with you 100%. But, you know, you just have like, you know, me and you, we big SVU fans.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people who are raped or stuff that they can't even control.
That's why I said certain things.
Yeah, so it's like, you know.
Certain things.
So, yeah, but
I ain't talking about rape and stuff.
No, I'm just saying, but, you know, that's traumatic too, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as your fault. Sometimes it is, but in most cases, it's definitely not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't even know if I could say sometimes it is because rape is rape.
No, rape is rape.
Yeah.
But it's a quote that I always refer to. The enemy outside is never any good. He's only good when you open up the door for him. And in some instances, now when you're speaking on rape, I don't even want to touch on that because
we ain't got to.
You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Dudes be popping mollies and drinks. It can go so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking about stuff like, you know, like being abused, you know, women be like, I've been with a man for 10 years. He's been whooping on me for 10 years.
Yeah.
My question would be like, why you didn't, after the first day he hit you, why you ain't did? Yeah. But I know for me, my baby mama showed me she was batshit crazy. The first week, I should have dipped. Should never even procreated with dog. But I stayed, and in a way, I was traumatized. But I'm like, any woman I have a baby with now is gonna act like her. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm never making another baby. But now I got somebody that I'm happy with, and now I want another baby. So I do feel you on that. Like, you know, it is sometimes it is our fault.
A lot of the times, not sometimes. It's a lot of the time, especially when it comes down to. And it's crazy because me and him went out to eat with one of his friends not too long ago. And we was having this discussion. No, this was months ago. No, this was months ago, and we went out to eat, and we was having that discussion because I guess she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was going through something, the domestic violence like I went through, and like I tried to tell her, I'm like, at the end of the day, baby girl, it'd be our fault. It not always, but majority of the time it'd be our fault because at the end of the day, we know better and we should have left. You know, we know ain't no man supposed to be putting his hands on us. Hell, the way society is now, you know better. You know better. But it also just shows, because me, it wasn't even only because I felt like I didn't have any love or this and that. I didn't love myself. I did not love myself at all.
Okay.
And that's why I went through that. I did not love myself at all for me to allow somebody to do those type of things to me.
We got one of our supporters. Shout out to EM. I think they kind of agreeing with Marv. Yeah, Marv. They said, love can be traumatizing, yes, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
They said because you can love the wrong person, and they can express their love in a way that causes trauma.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that for sure.
I definitely feel like a lot of ways to like save the issue with creating an opportunity for you to be in a relationship that would traumatize you. It's like you just said, like knowing yourself. Like once you take the time to like know yourself and know who you are, you start to see like certain red flags and certain things that you wouldn't even accept from a person. So when you start to see that early, you will put yourself in a position to actually be in a relationship where you experience being traumatized. So I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong at. I say this like during the early show, because they don't take the time to be with themselves. They don't take the time to get to know themselves. If you take the time to get to know yourself, heal from like childhood trauma, then you put yourself in a perfect position to not be able to deal with relationship trauma.
But a lot of people they're not supposed to, but a lot of people use relationships to heal their past trauma. And I'm gonna have to say, I'm partially one of them, because when you finally, like, in this society, opening up about your trauma make you seem weak, gay, soft, all the other stuff.
Depending on who you dealing with.
It do depend on who you're dealing with, but I'm talking like,
but what he said,
I'm talking about as a collective. It's just recently been okay for men to. It's just recently have you been seeing on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook men openly sharing traumatic experiences and feelings, and it's a select few motivational speakers that do this all the time, but it's very rare, especially in our community. And I'm a not now, I don't believe in it, but where that you couldn't share these thoughts openly, honestly, with a group of men that were able to understand what you're going through, or understand where you're coming from. We just now recently got to a place of, mental health. It should be taken care of. We should be seeking therapists. Childhood trauma is real trauma. And, just recently, not to get off topic, but the whole thing with, how back in the day, little boys messing with older women, that shit is traumatic. You know what I'm saying? But, because of our community and our circle, we kind of bypass a lot of that shit. And that shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, trauma is trauma. But like, as far as like when it comes to dating, I feel like as a kid, when you see the first person I guess you see like really dating, or you think dating or in love, I feel like that's where you get your shit from. I saw my mom and dad for a minute, but most of the time I seen their ass divorced for real. So I ain't really know. I just thought the man was supposed to work and the woman was supposed to take care of the house, and not knowing about the in-between shit. You know what I'm saying? And doing that shit growing up, I was like, oh, this ain't right. This not gonna work. I gotta do something else. But that's all I knew, because that's all I was taught. I don't know.
See, the thing is, like, when you growing up, because I went through this myself, I had daddy issues. It's basically my dad's supposed to be the first guy I fell in love with. And even when it comes to a son with their mom, that's the first woman, so when we don't have them around those pivotal years and stuff, I found myself as a teenager seeking out relationships and stuff, and it was just crazy. I'm like, why? I'm like 12, 13, so concerned or so obsessed with being with someone. I'm like, that's way too young to be even think about relationships and stuff like that or whatever. But that's what I went through or whatever. So, and just being around a whole bunch of guys and all this stuff like that, because it does have an effect on you when you don't get that from home like you supposed to. You look for it in other ways.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned too.
What's that? What you learned?
Is that that's why I think it's so important to like have that father figure and that mother figure in your life, a 2-parent household, because then you get what's the word I'm looking for? My bad, I got a brain
Stability?
right now. Not
Like you kind of
stability,
see like
but
how
you get that equal, you know,
The
equal
yin
amount
and
of
yang.
support. So yeah, like a mother, she's supposed to, you know, give you that emotional support, and the man is supposed to, you know, kind of give you that tough love, but still like emotional support too. So when you don't get that, like you say, you start to go out and look for it in other aspects, like other people.
Mhm.
So a lot of people really just trying to fill a temporary void. That's pretty much basically what it is. Like you traumatized, so you're trying to find something to fill that temporary void. And most of the time, like she say, like it's in other people. Like, okay, if I'm not getting this, like in this area, then I'm gonna try to look for it in this person, or try to look for it in this person, and that just goes to keep providing like different types of trauma. So it's really just a cycle.
Mhm.
So once you like start to keep doing that over and over and over again, like you making what you were traumatized for normalized.
Mm.
So it's really just like a cycle that just keep on going and keep on going. Really, you're supposed to, instead of trying to fill that temporary void in somebody else, you gotta fulfill it within yourself.
Mm. Okay.
Gotta walk with Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay, and love yourself.
I mean, it's easier said than done.
Do,
Definitely.
And
Do
it
you
starts
think-
with accountability, bro.
do you think people scared to love themselves? Like,
I think they don't know how.
you think they don't know
You
how?
said scared to love themselves?
Scared to love themselves.
That's what I'm gonna ask that.
Like because like, and the reason I say that is because like, of course, you know, the first person, you know, people say they love is, you know, you want to fall in love with your first mother. You know, they always say girls fall in love with their dad first. That's who, you know, your dad's supposed to teach you the way. But don't anybody ever taught their kids how to love themselves first? Because it just kind of hit me like, yeah, you know, you want to teach your daughter the way a man should be treating a woman. You want to teach your son how to treat a woman. But has anybody ever taken the time to show their kids how they should treat themselves? Because I respect that. And I feel like that can be traumatic because you gotta love yourself to love somebody. I don't care what type of work you do, type of person you see yourself as. You gotta have that love on the inside of yourself to be like, I'm going to love this person.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you're gonna either tear that person down or you're gonna tear each other down.
Yeah.
And
you can't expect somebody to love you if you don't love yourself.
whoo, say it again.
Sorry, you can't expect somebody to love you if you don't love yourself.
Man.
And I say that a lot.
And I feel like we gotta preach that more. Like
Yeah.
that self-love is real. Like it's so much suicide. There's so much suicide going on. There's so many kids being bullied. There's so many people hurting themselves, or so many people don't feel loved because they don't properly love themselves. And the way the world is putting it out, especially with social media, love is likes and love tags and hashtags and how many people like my picture. Love's supposed to come from the inside of yourself. Like you can't, and unfortunately, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not a thing that's like really put out into the world like that no more. It's more showing deaths and killings and gym shoes and all of that bull. But like we not really teaching these people in general, kids, elder people, how to properly love yourself first.
And that's why, just like I said before, that's why I'm big on the self-care days and taking myself out, because that's how I love myself. I give myself free time, you know, to be by myself, to think.
Who taught you that?
Me.
Facts.
I taught myself that.
Well, what made you do that?
I taught myself that first, but he helps me out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's love.
You
So
know,
what
definitely helped
So
me
what
out.
made you? Because I did this too. What made you be like, I'm about to just
Go be by myself.
be by myself and love myself?
Trauma.
She
A
got
lot
it.
of trauma, and I haven't took the step to go handle the trauma like I need to, but I feel like me saying, okay, let me take time for myself to, you know, meditate in this, and well, not even meditate, just time for myself to go do stuff by myself. I think that's me trying to take a step to try to heal from all my trauma and this and that, you know, but definitely self-care and being by yourself, that is a big step in order to find yourself and love yourself. You need to learn how to be by yourself.
And you want to know what's crazy? A lot of people are so scared to be by themselves. They so scared.
That's why I said they scared to love themselves. It's not they don't know how to. They scared.
I think.
No. You said they scared to.
Yeah, I think they scared.
It's they don't know how to. They don't know how to. They don't know what to do. They either into social media. They either looking for love in other people. You know, which we all been there because I've been there. You know, they doing stuff to run away from themselves
instead of facing themselves.
Pretty much. That's how I look at it. I could be wrong, but that's
how you view the world is never wrong. How you view your opinion is never wrong. So I never want to hear you say it like that because like you figure the way the world is set up right now, like, you know, I'm big on it. I do a lot of self-talk. You call me crazy, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like before I met my wife, I took the time to date myself. I went on dates alone. Okay. I took myself to the spa. You know what I'm saying? I go to Chili's and the movies by myself. People like, who you with? Myself. What you doing with me? And I never realized how many talents I had until I stayed by myself. Like, really, and I'm always gonna say this: being homeless saved my life. Shit, you don't want to be around nobody when you're homeless. You want to be around you, yourself, and God. And it taught me, like, listen, bro, what you're going through right now is traumatic, but you got to figure out how to take this experience and turn it to something else. You know what I'm saying?
I preach that all the time, man. You got to learn to look at it, at what you think is a negative situation and try to look at the positive outcome.
You have to be a victor, not a victim.
Ooh, say it.
Say it again. Say it a little louder for the people on the back.
You have to be a victor and not a victim.
Okay.
Again, one thing I want to touch on too. So what you said, something that we all should really like start preaching on more is, you know, taking the time to love yourself. Like we were saying earlier, you can't expect somebody to love you if you don't love yourself. One person that helped me out with that, like real big, was Wallow. You know, $1 million worth of game.
Oh, he here right now, man. Shout out to $1 million worth of game, man. We need to go ransack dog in. Hey, man. Hey, man.
Hey, when you come, they doing the YouTube. Damn, my words just been off today. But they doing the event today.
Okay.
And I couldn't find it. Like I was looking for it.
I don't want which one.
No, I think no, not today. Tomorrow on the 15th. But I can't find it. Like I've been looking on the internet. I've been looking everywhere.
We can find it, but you know what I'm saying? We get to that.
Yeah. But so Wallow, he helped me out with that a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I was falling victim to that like not being myself. So I started to, you know, find myself every now and then being depressed because I was looking at comparisons on Instagram. Yeah. So I'm trying to be somebody I'm not. Just to, you know, fit in with this social media lifestyle. Fact. And I started listening to Wallow. If you look at Wallow, man, he unapologetically. Who he is. Yeah. Like he don't care what nobody think. Like he corny, he gonna be corny him. And he put that up front. He don't care what nobody says. So I'm like, okay, if he taking the time, you know, to be corny, most of the shit he do, like I'm into. Like I'm in the fucking listening to old school music all the time. Like I don't really like listening to new school music, even though I do. Yeah. I'd rather prefer like old school. Usually I'd be scared because I always think like, okay, what people think. Like if I'm listening to Mary Jane by what's her name? Rick James, or if I'm listening to Lenny Williams or some shit, people like, oh, this old ass nigga, you listen to this shit. I always had that in my mind, like, damn, what would they think? Man, once you start getting to that point where you like loving yourself and you really don't care about what people think, like you start to do the stuff that you like to do and really like enjoy that, and it make you a better person. Like even when you go out into the world, you just produce more more good energy and more good vibes, and you saving yourself from that depression because you being you.
Facts. I think like not even that. I feel like a lot of people be scared of what the world gonna perceive them as. And
I was
too, because I ain't gonna hold you up. Like I was used to like cracking jokes and and I still crack a lot of jokes like haha, like I be trying to be funny and stuff. But I really know what my real calling is. Like I'm really close with God. Like shout out to God. Like
shout out God
on GP on God's people like that. Like I ain't gonna hold you up. Like I'm really close to God, and I'm making my way closer to Him. And I think that I'm so scared of leaving the stupid stuff behind that I'm not really thinking about how strong the future is gonna be if I like just really grasp onto them. And that's the perception that the world has, because like when I see people that know I play a lot, I joke a lot. Even when I play football, I'm quality on track. I'm funny, I'm goofy, and I'm trying to figure out how to balance out both of those without, you know what I'm saying, like disrespecting the new me that I want to be.
Oh yeah, I feel like
you get what I'm saying? Because
that's what I meant.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to change who you are, but you want to get to the best version of you possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with traumatic events, you can still take good things out of it. Like,
yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't technically say like you changing yourself.
Yeah.
I think you just developing more into the person who you wanted to be. So it's not like you changing the person you are. It's like I'm just, coming to that realization of who I really am. So it's not like you changing yourself. And I heard that a lot when you going through like the phases of developing and getting to a higher point of, being a better version of you. You start to lose people.
But they're not supposed to be there.
No, I wouldn't say they're not supposed to be there. I would say
I feel like they maybe was teach you that lesson.
Yeah. I say everybody's meant to be in your life for a reason.
Lesson or
season or lifetime.
You just still not supposed to. Me, I've always been, as y'all can see, I'm a very open person. You're not supposed to care what people think.
AKA not of the world.
Okay, not of the world, all right? Because I'm not. But no, so, I really I don't, to a certain extent, it depends on who. If you hear from me to give me, what is it, criticism?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. Okay, if you're here to teach me something, to learn me something, same thing.
I like that.
Yeah,
learn me something.
Period. If you're here to do that, okay, I'm down to listen. But if you here just bashing me, if you're talking shit, I don't give a damn what you got to say. And then I just always been a person of words don't bother me. They don't.
See, everybody ain't
never care.
Everybody ain't like that. Like,
and I understand.
And I think it's sometimes so. Like, for instance, Marv could probably say the same thing to me that my wife gonna say, and I'm gonna take it two different ways.
Yeah.
And I don't know necessarily. Sometimes it could be. I ain't gonna say like it's a respect thing. It's just like everybody come across as different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like my mom could tell. It's happened a lot of times. Yeah. Like my mom would tell me something. I'm like, man, whatever, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Somebody else tell me like, hey man, they tell me the exact same thing she told me. I'm like, shit, all right. I listen to them instead of listening to my mom.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, it's just different, like coming from a different person. So I got what you said.
Kind of like I think about like back in the day, like they ain't really had cell phones and all of that. But your homegirl will call you like, girl, I seen your man at the store with Keisha. You know what I'm saying? He cheating. This is your homegirl. You like, man, you probably ain't even see dog, but let your best friend in the whole world call you. You going down to the grocery store.
If my homegirl, I'm still going to the grocery store. I'm like, all right, girl, where you see him at? Let's go pull up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just the perception of how who it come from. But
that too.
Everybody can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you just said, if you gonna teach me something, teach me. If you gonna cuss me out, I don't really want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like as traumatized as people have come from traumatized issues or worlds. I feel like we have to use that in a sense to be like, all right, I have to change my life for the better now.
Yeah.
I have to be a new me, not because I necessarily want to be a new me, but this shit was so traumatic that this shit drained me. Something else has to work.
Yeah, but like I know we talking about trauma and traumatic situations. I also wanted to bring up because, like you say, it's going around so much now, and it's so acceptable now to talk about man's mental health and trauma and dealing with being traumatized. But do you feel like people use that as a crutch?
Yep.
Like, okay, I was traumatized. This is why I do this. This is why I do that. At some point, you got to take accountability and be like, okay, I was traumatized by this situation, but I'm not about to let this situation.
Keep that question for me. So we had a shout out to Sherelle and her husband Justin. This is my favorite Facebook couple. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. They the goats. She said, so I asked her, do you think love can be traumatic? She said, yeah, it comes with the territory. You're gonna go through things. You're gonna make mistakes with each other. You just gonna. And she was like, and it's okay to experience trauma and learn from it and constantly uplift and build and fix each other. She's like, we live in a runaway world where no one is willing to work on these issues anymore. And then she said, I don't really know right now because I'm kind of off that good crud. So but for sure, like. That's a different point. I like that though.
You got a lot of people that want to stay victims.
You do got a lot of people that want to stay victims.
I wouldn't say they want to stay victims. I would say they.
I've been in that state before.
I personally know a lot of you.
No, I'm just saying I personally stayed in that state before.
See,
and I took on and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna stay here. Everything gonna be her motherfucking fault. Her fault all the time.
They don't
everything she do, I'm never taking no accountability because she holds me back.
And then I say y'all do that because like y'all got so used to this situation to where it's normalized. So if y'all used to, being in something, used to something being the way it is, most people not gonna want to change some shit because most people are scared to change. So they scared to expect, okay, what if I, leave this situation, or what if I really try to deal with this situation? They're scared of the outcome for real.
I'm talking about people in general. Even
that's what I'm talking about. Like people in general, I wouldn't say they
that it is.
I wouldn't say they
want to be
stuck on being victims. I would say
I'll tell you 5 of them after this show.
I would say they so used to the situation to where it became their normal. So it's like you wake up every day and brush your teeth.
Became your
you
normal.
Wake up every day and brush your teeth. It became like a routine, so it became your normal. Same way with their situation. They wake up every day and they dealing with the situation. Now it became their normal. So it's like, okay, if this is my normal, I'm scared to change it, and veer off into something I deserve or something better. Like I want to say they're trying to be victim. It just became their normal.
I understand that because it's people like that also, but it's also still people that just want to be victims.
They just
they use what they've been through.
This is the way it is.
They use what they've been through to keep going through it to try to get help from others. They want to be victims.
I feel like they lazy.
It's a mental thing.
I feel like they lazy. They lazy.
They are. They are
lazy procrastinators, and it's easier. And I ain't gonna hold you up because I've been in this state before. Sometimes it's easier to be a victim and just play the blame game than to actually pick up your feet, start fresh, make a new plan.
Put the work in.
Put that work in because I'm gonna be honest with you. I was probably about before I met my wife, I probably was in about probably about $15,000 in debt. I already knew I couldn't marry a dog with $15,000 in debt. But I was like, man, I can either keep blaming my ex because I didn't win broke doing too much, or I was like, I can grind this shit out. Mm-hmm. And I had to do what I had to do. Now that I like it, no. But like he said earlier, the first day I got up, I built that habit to make it. When I go to this job, this money not for me. This money is going to be to pay all my debt off.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of them traumatic experiences do bounce back to mental health because a lot of people do get stuck in that shit. And we can even take it to even further back in the day, how mamas used to stay with the daddies and they was getting their ass beat for real. Mm-hmm. And that's not to take away that, nobody these days in traumatic experiences, traumatic relationships aren't getting beat. And if you are, man, I advise you to reach out to some help. immediately because should nobody love don't come with a fist, and I stand firm on that.
Not at all.
Yeah, so
I mean, maybe if she don't get my cooking right. Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, I feel you though, but you know,
Nah, I'm joking.
you definitely gotta get it, man. It's such a, it's like y'all ever been stuck in the snow and you go forward and you go backwards and you go forward.
You're supposed to get the rug thing.
Man, but you ain't got no rug though. It's just you. This is your first car. You get stuck in the snow. Everybody, you going back, you going forward. You can't get out. You can't shake it. You doing the same shit. But eventually, you gotta cut that wheel, and you gotta back out. And you gotta pull out in a different direction. And that's what we not doing. We doing the same thing, going forward and backwards, and we never changing our direction so that we can.
Isn't that a
get
form
out this
of
stuff.
insanity? They say you keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It is.
It's part of
It is.
It's part of mental.
So
It's
it's
part
like
of the game.
like I got this one client. She bring her son in to get a haircut.
Shout out to all the clients.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all give me food all the time. I go out to eat a lot with y'all money.
I still ain't got no haircut.
But wait, so
I do. I just got a new lace front 5x5 put on.
Bye.
so not the 5x5.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she we had conversations and we was having a conversation because so she in this relationship, been in this relationship for like 7 years. And she like, yeah, so like once January hit, I'm out. Like I'm done with this relationship and this.
She waiting for the tax.
No. So I'm like, why to January? Like if you dealing with all this trauma and all this crazy, relationship, why you sticking around? She like, cause the way everything's set up now is, I was dealing with a narcissist and a manipulator. To where they set everything up to where, I was basically dependent on them. So now, like once the lease up, I've been wanting to lead a situation, but now I'm just playing along until January. So soon as January comes and the lease up, then I'm out. So do y'all think like that's an issue? People sticking around in certain relationships and certain traumatic experiences just because it's convenient.
Yeah, but I feel like you definitely got a plan to get away.
I mean, if you want to get away, you're gonna get away.
Yeah.
No matter.
I'm not waiting for tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
even with that
Might be dead
situation,
tomorrow.
they don't even sound right.
Yeah.
Shit,
You
to
might be dead.
January, if he paying for everything, what you waiting on the lease for?
You might be dead tomorrow.
Thank
Well,
you. If
If you
that
tired
bad,
of it, when you tired,
you
tired.
gotta go.
and
You don't go. It don't
Yeah.
matter what y'all got going
And I got
on.
another question too. So
I do too when you get done, cause we gonna get. So y'all strong black independent women, right?
Very. I got muscles.
Okay. and you know what? I want to hear Marv question.
Okay.
Right after we get back from this break, we'll be right back from Hot 93.97. We outside.
We outside.
Oh,
Hey, welcome back to Hot 93.97. We outside, man. We outside. Thank you for joining us, Fun Size. We appreciate
Hi
you.
guys, it's so nice to be here.
Oh, how was your vacation?
Vacation was wonderful. I sound like Barry White right now because I'm losing my voice.
Where'd
So,
you go?
Tulum.
Ooh.
There you
I
go.
thought you went to Black
She
Tulum.
fancy.
So you lying now?
Tulum, Black Tulum, same thing.
No, it's two different places.
Well, we went to both of them
Okay. We,
in Mexico.
yeah.
It's like an hour or two from
You need a
Cancun.
passport.
So yeah, it was so dope.
You need a passport to go there.
We gonna go.
That's fine. We'll get there again.
When they walk-in passports,
Mhm.
September 17th.
Oh,
You ain't even gotta wait weeks now.
wow.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Yes.
y'all talk about that later. But anyway, so I had a question for everybody, but mainly for the women. Do you feel like I think it's an issue? Do you feel like being a strong Black woman for so long in like a weaker relationship or like a less successful relationship affects being in, like, you know, when you finally everything that you kind of was looking for is there? Do you feel like that affects y'all?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Why?
Because you put in all this work in these other relationships where they're not, reciprocating. So you the strong Black woman, you doing everything because you can't get them together. Okay, whatever, I'm handling, and it gets draining. So then you finally find someone that can reciprocate, but you didn't put all this time into that. So you are drained. Is it great in the beginning? Because yes, okay, I finally found someone that will reciprocate or can, say, yep, I can take a load off you. But as soon as they slip up, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of it. As soon as something ain't not, don't even worry about it. I got it. It's just like that. And it's just, you may not allow that person to fix it or take over and to correct it. Because you're just like, I got it. I'm just gonna get it done. So I know that's with me. I've been working on that.
Do you think that's so? Do you, like, for instance, do you think, like you said, like, I know like our situation different. You know what I'm saying? So like I know like I rock with the kids. No matter what.
Mm-hmm.
We all got our differences. I'm a butthole, whatever.
Yeah.
But do you feel like that had some effect on you? Because like me, like, you was always look, what I'm saying? Like you was kind of looking for help, and I was just like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I got you.
Captain Stable.
No, not like that.
Said you was looking for help. I'm here.
No, not like looking for help. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Not looking for help like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to get to work. You know what I'm saying? You had to get to work, and you was worried about how you was gonna get to work and get your kids to school at the
He
same
came
time.
out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that? It was a different experience for me.
Baby
for sure.
daddy didn't.
You know what I'm saying? But,
I did.
That's gonna be a great blooper too. On the yeah.
Now DJ Khaled, God did.
God did.
Your baby daddy did.
Oh.
I did.
But
Okay, so can we ask the question again? The question was, do y'all
She was about to answer her question.
Oh, my bad. No, this is for my I was trying to put it on post the question. See what people think. My bad, wrong topic.
I'm stressed.
You asked the question.
You can text it or something.
But do you
Okay, go
Ask
ahead,
the
Mr.
question,
Outside.
do you feel like being a strong Black independent woman has in some way had a traumatic experience on you having or searching for when you was looking and to not have an effect on a relationship?
Wait, I'm so lost.
So
Repeat that,
So
Mr.
basically,
Outside.
you being a strong Black woman or a strong Black, not even Black, you being a strong woman,
yes.
do you feel like that takes effect on your next relationship as far as like trauma? Because your past relationship, you were so traumatized with being, that strong Black independent woman. When you bring that to your next relationship, do you feel like that traumatizes your relationship because you coming in not allowing the man to be a man.
I
Because
thought I
you a strong
answered
big
that.
black
Yeah,
woman.
he
He
did
was
ask a
doing
question.
his
Yeah.
thing.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm not toxic or anything, but
Yeah.
I do think that it is a little trauma there because you get tired, you exhausted. You want somebody come in, you want them, if they're gonna do something, say what you're gonna do and do it, get it done. Anytime it's a slip up, like I said, it's not enough. Sometimes I may not apply enough grace to that situation, and that's something I'm working on. I'm impatient because I done dealt with that. I don't have no more patience left. So it's not like, okay, you can't get it done. I'm on it. I got to get it done. Somebody got to do it.
So what helped you get over that? I don't know if you all the way over that
You
traumatic
got to kick
experience.
him out.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna say you all the way over it. Well, I don't know if you all the way over your.
I don't think I
traumatic
am. I still be working on it.
Yeah. But what's helping you get over that hump? Like, or what's keeping it moving that you don't let these
He
pass?
just want to hear it. Tell him.
Right.
Tell him.
I'm
What
not
y'all
giving
wanna
him
hear?
their
You.
No.
Tell him it's him.
It can't be on me.
But no, I
would never take
was gonna answer that. I can't deal with that. No, but
you be
But no, it is partially the fact that I'm in a more mature relationship. Yeah, we deal with this craziness and you might get tired. Man, you won't let me do shit. Whatever case may be at that time. And I'm stubborn, you stubborn, whatever.
Right.
But eventually we always come back together and talk it out and figure it out. And I hear things you say. If you want to feel more like a man, you want to take over things, you're like, you won't allow me because you're stubborn. I hear those things and I reflect on it. And I know, okay, bitch. But no, not to him, but to myself. Sometimes I gotta put myself in the corner and say, okay, bitch, you gotta get your act together. Like you can't be doing this.
Okay, so my question is
your answer, your question.
My question.
Oh, okay.
But I've been trying to ask you for a long time.
Oh, go ahead.
So my question is for us ladies.
Hey.
Do y'all think it's our fault that we go through that trauma of wanting to be an independent black woman to that bullshit ass person? Do you ever think it's your fault? I'm gonna answer it real quick. I say yes. Off the strength of, at the end of the day, when I did finally learn how to love myself, I knew what I deserved, and I still accepted bullshit. I knew exactly what I deserved. I knew exactly what I wanted. Now, when I didn't love myself, maybe, I get a little bit of leeway, not too much, because at the end of the day, you should at least know right from wrong. You should know that's not love, but again, that's where trauma comes in and shit that you've been through. Now, for y'all ladies, how do y'all feel about it?
I would say yes too. I blame myself. Now I would still fault the person for treating me like that, but I blame myself more for sitting there longer and accepting it.
Yeah.
So after a while, it's like, okay, you saw the true colors that was shown. Yeah, you can be like, okay, you're a horrible person, or how could you do this to me or whatever, and you move on. So then at that case, yes, you can blame them. They hurt you and you move on. Yeah. If you decide to still accept it, now it's on you. Yeah. And I accept responsibility for that.
So like that one day when I threw out the house.
You know what? You ain't throwing out Let's flash this to number one answer.
Like I put you out like Fred Flintstone and the saber-tooth came out bitch.
What?
Go ahead, slash this.
Got a lot going on over there.
Right?
All jokes.
I agree with the other two ladies pretty much. Because it's like once you know better, you do better. And if, like with Fun Size was just saying, if the person already showed you their true colors and you just continue to put up with it, then that is on you. But yes, they do need to take accountability for their part into it as well. But you have the final say so if you're going to put up with the bullshit or not. So.
I think it's so unfair.
Let me just take
It's fun. Yeah, what's going
Yeah,
on?
because you know me, I'm raised around all women, so I kind of relate to women. And like I was kind of playing Captain Saberhole for a minute. So I'm like, yeah, you deserve way better than this, like this and that. Like we all together. Then I'm like, damn, here this nigga come again. Like, bitch, you keep talking about how he be hitting you. He don't treat your kids right.
What?
You know, he talk
I got a
crazy.
story.
Man, here I am giving this bitch flowers.
Beat him.
Being a good guy.
No, I'm joking.
And here she come going right back to this. I'm like, you dirty bitch.
See, like I got a story.
I'm like, you like it.
I was talking to this chick, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, I'm single, I don't deal, you know, my baby daddy no more. He just was full of drama. He crazy. All, you know what I'm saying, all the extra whoop whoop." So I'm like, all right, bet. So I pull up to shorty crib, whatever, like, you know, 11 o'clock. She said her kids in bed. I pull up. Whoop. So we chilling, we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We done smoke a couple, had a couple drinks. I fall asleep. So I still have my work clothes on. So when I wake up, all I hear is a motherfucking air conditioner rattling out the door. First of all, she stayed in the hood.
Oh, see, you
Like
fucked up right
Ross and Kelly. Like,
oh, you definitely fucked
like she was in the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing the air conditioner rattle. Next I hear like, yeah, nigga, you keeping my kids from me? I'm like, dog, what's going on? He like, yeah, bro, what up, bro? What up, fam? We could run a train on her right now, bro. Yeah, he like, shit, I come in. He like, I just hit her last night, which I know he was lying because I was there last night. So, you know, I'm just sitting there like, obviously you still dealing with dog. So, dog, you know, end up leaving. He like, oh, you a big dude. I'm straight, bro. He leave.
Question.
Yeah.
Was he doing all this from outside the window? Like,
He was outside the window like, yeah, bro, what's good?
The blind down like.
It would have been bad if you
That's
short.
what I said. I said, can we just close the window? But so after that happened, I realized like I ain't hear from her for like the rest of that. I got in my car, I ain't hear from her. I'm like, I'm straight. I don't want to deal with that type of shit.
So I got a question.
She called me.
I thought you was done.
She called me like, are you good? You know, you can slide through. I'm like, didn't you just say you was straight on that type of situation? You don't want to deal with stuff like that? I was like, your kids just watched all that. You sure you ready to deal with somebody else? She was like, yeah, you a good dude. And and I'm just like, nah, man, I need to go be good to somebody else because dude, what we not finna do is take that and then my passion put together because all it's gonna do is make me act a nut.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me step into another character I don't want to be. And people always say, you know, hurt people do hurt people. But I feel like sometimes you open up that Pandora box where that hurt person and forgave themselves, they done put all of that away and they put their heel in the front. I just feel like if you fuck with me, and if you fuck with me, you're not allowed to. I'm not gonna say you're not allowed to, but you shouldn't be wanting to put that person back in predicaments that they had been in before that made them that toxic person. Now you should hold your own and withstand your own, like my man's from raising. You know what I'm saying? Marv, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Marv, you know, I'm working on myself. But don't put people in predicaments where you know they came from that traumatic background. Like I used to be on tip, and you got a dog open up the window. The first thing I think was that's exactly all I was thinking. That's the first. I said, I don't know, dog. He don't know me. He breaking through his window. She didn't tell me that was her baby daddy, bro. I'd have probably been in trouble. But I just feel like you gotta care. Go back to that self-love.
Yeah.
You gotta love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And what do self-love look like to you though? Like, what is like people, we all say that. Self-love. We need to love ourselves. You know, in school they used to be like, hug yourself. What do that look like though for y'all?
So to me, yeah, more.
Yeah.
Now self-love look like I really fucking need help. You know, getting money.
You know.
No. What self-love to me, man, is, you know, we gonna try this word one more time. Unapologetically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, say
That boy said unapologetic.
It's on my
It's close. In there a little bit.
He ain't got that book. He don't have that book with him.
My
he
expertise.
reads the books.
but my expertise and what epitomizes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
get this out expeditiously.
Oh.
No. But what self-love to me, man, is unapologetically being you and being happy with who you are. Like waking up, looking in the mirror, and you're okay with, your reflection because you know you are you. Self-love is not allowing someone or a certain situation to affect your mood. Like you wake up in the morning and a situation happened to where it irritates you. Where a situation happened to where it irritates you, you had the understanding and the self-love to know, like, yo, because this situation happened, I'm not gonna let this situation, jeopardize my whole day. Like I had to understand like, okay, this situation happened, but only I have control on how I can let this situation affect me.
Not give people control over me like that. Yes.
So that's what self-love is to me, having that understanding, of being you and not allowing somebody to take you out of your character of being you.
I know you go out to eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't, shout out to the restaurants.
I be hungry.
But you know what I'm saying? That's a form of even though food can be used as a disorder. But I feel like that's a form of self-love.
You don't see for the power life.
Yeah, it is.
Hold up, before you finish. So, I'm on my Kanye shit. Now, self-love to me too is.
I know he
We have to get earmarked with the D.
Spending that time in the morning when you wake up with wood.
Wow.
You know what?
So Splash
All
Sister
your
number 2.
phone and type in more.
You in time out.
Splash Sister
You in
number
time
2.
out.
So,
I got sponsors tonight.
but question for you though, how did you come to your?
Wait, but everybody wanna express their self-love.
Yeah, and I'm asking Splash Sister number 2, how did she even get to the point of her self-love?
Yeah, I just grabbed lotion.
Okay. Shit. How did I find that shit?
Man down, I killed the man.
I was pretty much my kids was getting up. My whole house was getting on my damn nerves. I wasn't happy there.
Okay,
I wasn't happy at all with the person I was with. I wasn't even happy with my fucking kids because they was getting on my nerves. I love them to death. Don't get me wrong.
shout out to the kids.
But I wasn't happy, because don't nobody fucking listen. So I was like, the only person that's gonna listen to me is me. So I decided, because I want to travel and all this and all that. Okay. So I said, okay, well, my money ain't long yet. Let me travel to different restaurants. Okay. I like to eat. Okay. So let me go out to eat. Let me go to the movies. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. And I just felt like ever since I started doing it, I've been happy. I be happy. I be excited, actually. Give me a little drink. Give me some good food. I be sitting there laughing at myself, talking to myself. Yeah, I talk to myself.
I might need a little help.
I talk to myself, too, though. Shout out to all
Shout
out to all the self-talk.
Again, self-love. And I was just telling somebody this the other day because they in a situation and they are trying to find a self, but the situation that they in keeps resorting them back to toxic ways. And like I told them, the only how you're gonna be able to find yourself is being by yourself. You're not gonna be able to find yourself. The only way to find yourself is to be by yourself.
With a bottle of lotion.
Some of
it. Go get it together.
I would like to say. Masturbation is a great form.
It is by choice too, ladies. Because when I tell y'all,
why do you like me who do it too much?
Listen, when I tell y'all, that's the
for the men, they do got the roles.
They do. They got
the roles for men.
I'm gonna buy you one. I want to buy him one, but he ain't gonna never
Wow.
It's the Go 300 for men.
That thing was
Okay?
nice.
But listen, for women
Maybe I
too,
want to go.
for self-care, like I said, I go out to eat in this, but I got a lot of toys too. And when I tell you them toys makes me happy.
You sound like something going on right
Right.
What's self-love to you, Splash? Is number one.
Then y'all gonna see the heartbeat of my phone.
Is Wayne Brady finished? Bitch.
Self-love to me is
Yeah, we got that good one now. We get the screen.
That motherfucker all the time. I grab the pillow.
They're out of control.
I
think
think
they are.
I'm sorry, he got it.
I mean, everyone pretty much touched on it, but you know, it's just about you have to spend that time with yourself. You have to get to know yourself, know your worth. You know, like they're out of control, like. But and it's just about pretty much shoot, I haven't said everything else.
No, we ain't said anything.
Because I got something to say.
I mean, it's just, you know, just
Closing them.
you know, just don't just love it on yourself. Just like you just
Really love it.
I mean, right? You just look in the mirror, you like,
I want to fuck
I'm a
myself.
bad bitch,
Just
or
touch
I'm
yourself.
that ninja, and you just like, you know, you're not gonna accept nothing less. That's just what it is. And protecting your peace, that's a big one too.
Oh,
Like,
It's
because especially your home, that should be your peace, your place of peace first and foremost. And then and even when you're outside your home, just like, because Barb touched on it earlier, not letting people take you out of that element. Like, I'm not going to give you that much control. Like, you're not going to take me there.
I'm
So,
glad you said that because shout out to Google. Self-love. Self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness, chiefly considering as a desirable rather than narcissistic characteristics.
that N-word.
I'm traumatized by that word.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna
Get into that later.
I drink to that.
I got a whole lot to say about it. But anyway, self-love. Yes.
right.
Loving yourself, not accepting no ish from nobody. Okay? You can give a little grace here and there for somebody to make up for that. But at some point you have to use discernment and recognize people's characters. People can apologize all day, every day, and not change. If you don't see no difference, cut them loose. I honestly, self-love, if you gotta cut your grandma off, your mama, your daddy, your bald head, granny, all I said, granny, you know, whoever you gotta cut off to maintain your peace, do it.
Because I cut the world off.
Okay?
And my kids.
And it's too many times, yes, and this was, common before. They said life too short. You don't want to cut ties with people. But life too short to accept someone treat you like trash too. So yeah, okay, we got family, we got friends and stuff. But life too short to be dealing with this too. I gotta live my life. I gotta be happy. So I was hurt because I lost a lot of people, close people, or at least you think they close, all types of stuff. But I gained so much more. The reward was so much greater. I'm like, God bless you, baby, and I'm still do what I do. And like I said, don't let them take you out your character. I'm at a point right now, I rarely get that upset or argue, especially with people and I don't think I'm better than nobody, but if you
beat me up last night, bro.
don't be putting that out there.
Bro.
Just a little bit. No, I'm joking. But it's situations I didn't got into and I look at they fruit of they labor and what they produce, and I'm like, you are miserable. You're struggling. Why do I want to kick you while you down? Like, I'm too happy right now. I don't want to do that.
You gonna block your blessings.
Okay, I'm just like, be blessed. I'm gonna pray for you, and I'm gonna move on because you have some stuff you dealing with. You're not gonna come over here disrupting this because it's good. Okay, so yeah, that's what self-love is.
All right.
For me.
For me, like, I kind of got like an analogy. So to me, like, self-love is like, it gotta be deep. You know what I'm saying? To me, like, self-love is like, no, for real though, it's like, self-love is like, it's like going to the grocery store. Like, real talk. Self-love is like going to the grocery store.
I like the grocery store.
Yep.
And we all love the grocery store. And we know while we in there, we have to either buy something, you have to check out, or you just leave. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I take a couple grapes.
You know what I'm saying? But self-love is like the grocery store. Everything is in the grocery store. You got the stuff that you know you're not supposed to have. You have the things that are really healthy for you, but it's only so much of it. But in the grocery store, it's so much stuff that we don't need. It's so inexpensive. It's so cheap to obtain, but it brings no value to our life. But everything good that we need in a grocery store is a smaller section. And those things are much more expensive.
Fruits.
You know what I'm saying? Fruits and the
Organic
vegetables,
fruits
or
at
you know what I'm saying? It's the labor of who we are. And it's like kind of what we put inside. And when you check out that store, depending on what you put in your basket is depending on what you taking with that self-love.
I like that analogy.
And you gotta take, like, for me, my self-love was like realizing, like, I might, like, before I got to my wife, I realized, like, bro, you might have a little bit of toxicness and you might need to get rid of it. You do a few things that you might find acceptable, but another woman might not find acceptable. And and these things that I was grabbing out the grocery store was cool for me because they was for me. But when I realized, like, you can't press these issues on other people and you're not fixing yourself, I was like, damn, I gotta get my shit together. And I had to really love, like, before I met my wife, I ain't gonna hold you up. Like I said, I was going to dinner alone. I take myself to movies. I really got into praying 3 to 4 times a day. Meditate. The last 4 days I've been meditating, and it's been a great experience. And I had some time to myself, no kids, no wife. Literally every day morning I woke up, meditated like an hour and a half.
And making pancakes.
I love it.
He had some pancakes. That's it.
Bagging pancakes. Bagging pancakes. Shout out to Aunt Jemima. I don't know who Pearl Mining Company is. But yeah, and for me, like, that's how I kind of relate to self-love with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark.
No, I gotta Mr. Outside got deep. So we get deep on this show. So not her, I gotta get deeper with her.
Get deep.
So I got another analogy. So analogy.
Get his ass a book.
Okay.
Where's the dictionary?
With that same book you've been reading the
shout
whole
out to James
season.
Clear. Shout out to James Clear.
That's still his name. That's still
You can't shout
Oh,
him
you
out.
got it? He's still on page 1, y'all.
Girl,
Still.
Like that, I keep it with you now.
Oh yeah, come on.
Actually, he didn't move to the 2nd page.
We do got to comment real quick while Mark was collecting his thoughts. So somebody did say they said that love can come with negative experiences that causes trauma for that individual.
First of all, you got my shit together.
Okay, brother. Okay, brother.
Man, go ahead, grab that. Go ahead, sip.
Yeah, me with Babu shit.
Then what about who said came back with the back more?
Yeah, maybe I think that woman they keep.
I don't know what the hell y'all talking
I can't
No, so I know a lot of people like to take trips, so you gotta think about it as a trip. Self-love. When you talk about self-love, once you take the time to like know yourself and have that self-love, then you know and you can see like the vision for yourself. And once you see the vision for yourself, then you know what you take along with you to get to that vision. So what I mean is, say you're going on a trip. If you're going on a trip to Miami, then you know, okay, I'm going to Miami, so I got to pack a swimsuit. I got to pack a bathing suit. I got to take this with me. You know, like, okay, I'm not about to take a coat or a scarf because I'm about to be in this hot weather. Like this is the destination I'm going to. So when you take that self-love, like know yourself and see your vision for yourself, then you know, okay, if I'm on the road to get to this point of self-love, then I know, okay, if I see this person dealing with this, or I see this person got this going on, then I'm not, putting myself to take them with me. Like you say, you gotta love that person from a distance.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta love that person.
This was a shitty analogy.
I mean, that was you know what you preparing for because you know the destination you got to go to.
Facts.
So I'm not taking all this extra stuff I know I'm not even going to use or need
We all know
because I'm going somewhere and I know what this requires. So I feel that.
Also, too, like,
I feel that.
you have people. Another thing too with self-love is if you are dealing with individuals and you already expressed to them like, hey, this is not cool, I don't like when you do this stuff, and a person continue to do stuff to you that you already expressed to them that you not appreciate, like sometimes you have to love from a distance, cut them off because like
I got a rebuttal for that though.
one of my classmates, she had said it so good a couple weeks ago. She was saying that she's not gonna beg someone to do anything for her, and she's like, basically, she was just pretty much saying that if I go to God and I only have to come to Him once
That's
to
not
tell him,
That's not true.
to tell him, what?
Because
What?
no, go ahead.
He got a rebuttal.
I have a rebuttal.
Okay.
I just have a rebuttal.
But
They come for you.
Right.
Number one.
Hold him up.
But if I go to Him and I say what I want, give my request to Him, and I don't have to beg Him to do it, like who, you know what I'm saying? Like I should have to,
Who are you?
Right.
I gotta beg you to do something.
because go ahead.
And I have something for that. And I'm all about God, and and I feel like it's totally different when you go into God for something. You are putting your faith in God to help you out with this. But when you talking about, see, God knows us. People, I just use my wife for instance. My wife is however old she is. I've only been with her for the last 3 to 4 years. All right. So that means I can only obtain for the things that I know for the last 3 to 4 years. Now, do I know every single thing about her? I absolutely don't. And sometimes things may change depending on whatever it is when I go through. It's been times where she has to tell me things a few times. And it's not because I don't care. It's not because they don't matter. I am accustomed to doing what I want to do. And I had to realize that it's going to take some time for me to fully accept everything that I'm doing for somebody else, and not just about my own well-being. And it's not to say that I don't care about her. I care about her deeply. It's stuff that I really want that I might have to remind her. And I know this woman care about me. I know absolutely. I know she, whatever I need, I know she's gonna stop, do. Even if she can't help, she's somewhere. She's like, all right, let me try. And the reason I say that because, you have to teach those habits. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
think you twisted it. It's one thing. I'm talking about somebody that's straight up
Like what?
disrespecting you.
Oh,
Or
yeah. But
I'm talking about like extreme situations where
Yeah, you talking about
Like,
beating your ass? Yeah, you should know that the first day.
No, not that.
exactly deep.
Like what? Like this?
Like-
Like give me an example.
Like
If I ask you for some flowers, I shouldn't have to keep asking you for flowers.
First of all, you shouldn't have to ask for flowers because flowers are a gesture for men that he actually do want to rock with you. So you shouldn't be asking for flowers.
Well, sometimes you're dealing with a nigga that ain't never been, that wasn't raised by a man, that you
And
gotta
before you
show
start
him
dating
what
him,
you want.
But you knew that before you start dating him. So y'all should have had that conversation before y'all start. But I will say that's a learned behavior. That's something you have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to learn, every woman don't deserve flowers.
But then that's something
I fuck with you.
that's something you have to be, with an individual that's open to learn. So based off what you were saying, I think, like, for instance, like me, I feel like I got to give more of a grace to certain individuals because there could be certain things I say, and if they don't do it the first time, I'm like, oh fuck no, like, I'm good. We have to get grace and understand, like, okay, if we dealing with a person that wasn't raised, this way, we have to give them grace to understand, like, okay,
Well, that's what I just said
I mean, yeah,
in a way, but
no, but you, because I'm only speaking because I know your situation. You get too much grace. Like you done said this over and over and over and over and over. At some point, it's like, all right, you just
Don't
like,
now you just disrespect.
You don't give a damn.
Yeah,
yes, you
And
have
that's
to
why
have
I'm
a
going to disrespect.
yeah, you got to have an individual that's open to okay, I wasn't raised this way, and this is not how I come off to women. But if this is something you like, based on what we was talking about the other day, love languages and stuff.
Well,
So, okay,
Right.
if this is my spouse's love language and they like flowers and stuff, I'm gonna be open to okay, I want to learn this person's love language. I
And
know they
see,
like
things
this,
like
so I'm
that
gonna
is
do
good.
this.
I mean,
Yeah.
more like
No,
if you got someone like for example, if a person keep cheating on you, like you apologize, like baby, I'm sorry and stuff, and it's like I just feel it too. Like you keep doing like it's
So,
anytime when it comes to like disrespecting you and your peace and things like that, you got situations like that you're gonna as you get to know each other, y'all gonna go through things like that. That's understandable. But when you got somebody that's like outright disrespecting you and just like I said, your peace and things of that nature, then
They don't
that's
care at
like right. And that's what I'm saying.
I kind of feel like it's like a video game, and whatever y'all can say, I'm being deeper, whatever, not. But if we use relationships like a video game, like she said, people just not hearing you. I feel like even if somebody, let's just say like you are dating somebody that's not necessarily new to dating, but it is like we come from two different backgrounds, and we're even though we married, we constantly date. I feel like every level that you get on. Yeah, every level that you every level that you get on.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying? When you get to the first level, like she said, like he not hearing you, he doing something different. When he get to that first level, every time you get to that first level, he should be doing something different so you can get to the second level. Just like in a video game, when you get to a level, you lose, you be like, damn, I lost. Let me do something different when I get back to it. Let me change up. So at least if I fail this time, they can see that I actually put the thought and I actually put the stuff into that I'm trying, because I think a lot of women get caught up on, oh, he didn't do exactly what I said, but did he do the overall thing? Yeah, but it has to be, and I'm being honest, I'm not no perfect person. I got ADHD, I got PTSD, shit, I'm half retarded some days. And I'll be for real, and I forget a lot of shit, but I remember a lot of stuff too. So I feel like like I kind of look at it like that though. We should get a little bit better, like you saying, like you know what I'm saying. I ain't really with the disrespectful stuff. Like I can get disrespectful, but like I ain't gonna be
not to me.
I'm good.
But no,
I do feel you.
What's that saying? If you do the same things, expecting different results, is insanity. So it's true. You have to. Okay, this ain't been working. I keep doing this. It's been a couple months. This ain't working. I gotta switch it up. And that's how I look at it. I know you be saying sometimes you be like, I'm a little nicer than you and stuff than me. Listen, I judge people by their character. I can. First off, if I ain't got nothing else, I would say God bless me with discernment. It be people I see and I say, nope, that ain't somebody I need to be around. And I might not even understand why I'm saying that at that moment. And God showed me later. I'm like, see, I wasn't tripping. Or people be around, they talking. I'm like, am I tripping? Like, because I know I'm an overthinker too. So sometimes, like, it could be me. I'm like, damn, but you might need to trip. I mean, chill. And God showed me every time why I have an ill feeling towards somebody. And I don't have to act out towards them, but I know and I'm peeping shit and I keep an eye. And he showed me every time. And it just make me know, like, okay, I ain't overdoing it. No. He telling you, like, okay, just look out.
I was listening to something. It's funny you said that. And like Iggy Johnson said, sometimes people don't need to know a sermon. They don't need to know the Bible verse. They need to see you live the Bible verse. And it's funny that you said that, because a lot of people don't want to hear what you're going to do. They want to see what you're going to do. In the midst of adversity, it don't matter what happens in between. Can you still get to the same outcome that you said that you were going to do, no matter what happens? And sometimes, and it's not to help nobody's situation, but sometimes that outcome be so heavy, a lot of people can't make their way through it, but sometimes you just gotta figure it out and just get it done. And I really felt that this week when you was gone, because I really wanted to tell the kids to kiss my ass. I did.
I would have told.
But I was like, you know what? They sick. I'm gonna hold it down. I'm not gonna call you. I'm gonna make sure they fed. I'll make sure they bathed and medicined up.
It's a real
And in
job.
a bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to like I ain't want to knock that from. I felt that this weekend.
I give
Shout out to all the single mothers in
yeah,
the world.
single moms. Shit,
It's,
single
it's
dads.
a
too.
full time. It ain't no break.
Man, I give y'all
Unless
that
you
for
run
sure.
away for a minute, but yeah, it really ain't.
Yeah.
Can I give y'all flowers, single moms, single dads?
Yo,
I
I'm
want
saying,
some real flowers. I
I
like
ain't got no
sunflowers.
kids.
You ain't never bought tea.
I just put you some roses on the table, man.
No, he give me flowers. I want some from nephew.
I got you.
Yeah, more.
But no, for real, like,
And
when it comes to
Starbucks.
parents, I feel you on
Just
that,
give me a
man.
double cheeseburger, bro.
I feel you on that though. Like when it comes to them kids, like when you get to a point, you just like, man, fuck y'all. It's my ass, man.
I like my dough.
My sister got twins. One of the twins was sick and she was gone. So I understand like when you sick, cause I do it. Like you know, you want to be a big baby.
Y'all a baby.
Man,
Especially
all he
guys.
doing-
Yes,
we are.
Way
I'm an
worse.
exception.
Yes.
I'm an exception.
All he
I
doing
get
is
that too.
crying, like just going nuts. Like, oh, it hurt. I'm like, go sit your like I was about to go crazy, bro. So I understand what you
Shade.
be feeling, man. But
He
no,
is
I
an
gotta
exception,
give y'all flowers.
'Cause
Like, it
he
takes
the
a lot raising
opposite.
kids.
I be trying to I'm like, you need anything? You want this? That? Like, no, I'm sure he don't want
See,
nobody
that's
around.
good.
He just
I
like,
just- let me be sick.
let me be, leave me alone. And me
I
being
wish.
nurturing, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, you want some tea? Do I need to make some soup or something?
I need to
He
be a
don't.
real
He want
like if I'm
alone.
sick, if I'm just sick, I just want to be alone because I feel like I don't want to get nobody else. Now
Yeah.
if I'm in like something, if I break something, I want her help. You know what I'm saying? But like me being sick and having a headache and not feeling good, I'm like y'all stay away from me because
That's
I know if
how
I
I
get
am.
her sick, then it's really gonna be shit.
Yeah.
They think it's bad when she's sick and I'm sick. Oh, y'all gonna be eating McFluffies and McFries.
Man.
No, not with you. They gotta eat grass or go in the.
No.
If we both sick, if
He
we
gonna
both
like,
sick,
it's not healthy enough. We all gotta go get leaves and make a salad.
Oh.
Like we do that. Like everybody gotta eat soup,
Oh.
salad, and
no,
everything.
when
shut
everybody's sick, I will say that's a sidebar conversation. I will say when everybody gets sick, I do be like, listen, the reason why we sick is because of our gut health. We not putting enough water in our body. We not putting enough food in our body to fight these short sicknesses. And I noticed that my kids will not drink water, and I have to be like, ain't no juice, drink some water, and they'll drink it. But you know what I'm saying. And I know kids don't care about no water. I didn't care about no water when I was a kid. Give me some pop, some juice, some soda, Sunny Delight, something that's good to my quench.
So I got a question with that. As far as like us being babies. So do y'all feel like I was being a baby through this situation? So it was one morning, since we talk about traumatized and self-love, it was one morning I thought I would love myself, but I happen to love myself like extra too hard.
I'm done. I'm tired of
Let
him.
me
I'm
finish.
so tired.
So it got to a point where it was hot. Like it started to burn. So I'm like, all right, if it's hot and it's burning, can you please like just take care of me and hold it and suck it, get it wet? So she thought,
Wait, who
like,
you talking
Whoa.
I said, y'all
All I heard
ain't
was suck it, get it wet.
I left off on love yourself
My bad, y'all. Let me
too
start
hard.
over. Let me start over.
Okay.
Listen,
I'm self-loving myself a little
I
too
had
hard.
this. I wanted to piggyback on loving people from a distance.
I can't finish.
That's somebody you might have to love from a distance. Huh?
Wait,
Freaky,
I
man.
feel like you also gotta love the people that want to stay victims from a distance too.
Mm.
Or you gotta love the people that can't take accountability for their actions.
No.
The people that want to stay victims, the people that they always need something.
Can I say something? Sometimes y'all gotta lead them people on their ass.
That too.
Y'all can't help everybody.
One thing about Splash Sister number 2, I'm gonna do it. Okay,
y'all-
I'm
y'all
gonna
got
do
it.
So I try to look at that like in a different way.
it. Here you go.
I get what you're saying, but not like try to, because I think a lot of people look at it in a way where, okay, I gotta love you from a distance, so I'm about to cut you off, and that's
Cut your
it.
water
That's
off.
that. Y'all gotta realize, like, if you cut certain people off, I believe like everybody meant to be in your life for a reason. So if you cut somebody off, who's to say, like, once you cut them off and you go, focus on you and build you up, that person is looking at you. So now they like, okay, damn, this person got to this frequency and they took the time to build themselves. So now I'm about to take that time to build, and try to get to where this person is. So everybody shouldn't look at like cutting people off in a bad way. Like it could be a good way too to change that.
That's why
It is a
loving from
good
a
way.
distance is a
But
good way.
I
feel like-
Loving from a distance
Because they
is a
can
good
see
way.
that example,
They
but
see
you're
that.
not enduring that
You're not holding
that
the
baggage because
So it's not
they
a bad
don't
thing.
want to do it. Yeah. So sometimes just look at the results. I don't have to go with you through the process because it is draining me.
Yeah, like I still
You
love
know?
Yeah. And one last thing.
No, go
You
ahead.
also gotta love people from a distance. That if you not, I feel like if you working on yourself and you not healed from your own trauma, and their trauma is starting to bring up your trauma or have you trigger your trauma, you need to bag that.
And that's I
100%
absolutely
agree.
agree. I think
Yes.
that's a great question. And I think a lot of our listeners and viewers will be ready to hear that as soon as we get back from a music break. We'll be right back at
Hey,
Hot
before we take
93.7
that
Network.
break,
We outside.
Don't bust that up. We came right back here at Hot 93, 97 the network.
Oh my God.
Pull back.
Terrible.
So I was having a conversation with Fun Size because there's a trend going on with these whole location things. Putting your location. I was.
I mean, he just mentioned.
I
He
mentioned
don't throw
her.
everybody in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the gang, I don't want them to feel discriminated
Because
against.
we outside.
With the gang, you know what I'm saying? Because we be outside. That's what we do. So,
They acting up today.
They acting up. They acting up. Oh, okay. I'm
Go
David
ahead,
Ruffin.
John, my bad.
But you know, everybody on this location thing, and everybody like you should be posting your location if you go here, if you go there. Now, what I'm noticing is, it's always seemed like when the rappers post their locations, there's always something happening. Maybe it don't always result in death, but maybe it results in some type of violence, shootout, altercation. But when these other high profile people travel, actors, actresses, movie stars, athletes, you don't seem to see them have any issues when they be out here. You know what I'm saying? So
We did go
I don't think those people be having all that jewelry and chains and stuff on them.
And they don't post.
you know what?
But no, a lot of people. But again,
Not when they there. You see them on Facebook saying, "Oh, I'm at fucking Buffalo Wild."
See, but look, with me,
Hey,
I would like to know
so
the
real quick,
timeline.
I got a question to ask. So, do y'all? I got a question to ask.
Because what we
And
doing?
I interrupted y'all, and you know what I'm saying, and that's what I do because I'm outside. I'm always outside. That's what I do, baby. That's what I do.
You busy out there because
I'm
we
busy
don't know
out
where
there,
you
baby.
going.
You know?
We just know you out there.
So anyway, do y'all feel like? I know we was just talking about being toxic and having traumatic experiences. No.
Really on in. Go ahead, Mr. Outside.
Do you feel like? Do y'all feel like? Excuse us. It's the ghetto. It's the ghetto. And we outside. Do y'all feel like in families? Because you know, I know we're talking about loving people from a distance, right? Do y'all feel? A lot of people feel like you shouldn't do that. I think that's that old school way, toxic behavior. I feel like you should love some people from afar because you got families and you got Uncle Poop Poop and they touch such and such, and they still want you to come around him and be cool and be cordial. And I feel like that's that old school toxic, traumatic way of thinking. And I kind of like just want to hear y'all input on it.
Well, I feel like the people that don't want to cut people off is the people that.
Go ahead, Splash.
I feel like the people that don't. I feel like the people that don't want you to cut people off is the people that just, I don't know, they need people in their life. They don't know how to be alone. They don't know how to be there by themselves and this and that, you know, because me, I'll cut anybody off.
But we more on the toxic spectrum. Like
Same thing. Family is toxic.
Yeah,
Family
like, you know what I'm
is
saying? Like-
extremely toxic.
Like it's
Very.
They the
family,
most they more toxic than
you
friends.
know, first thing
Man.
family say is like, you know, stuff do get rough, and you know they be like, you know, we gotta stick together no matter what. But I be like, that Negro just ruined my whole life. I don't have nothing to say. I forgive him, but I ain't why I gotta kick it with dog. Like, why is that a behavior? Like, especially in our community, especially black, you know, why is that a behavior that we have to accept? I know others accept that, but why do we have to?
So I think where it all comes, like the disconnect is. I think where the full disconnect is nobody wants to take the initiative to take accountability and understand like another person's side. Everybody's so stuck in their ways. What I mean by that, like I'll give you an example. I was dealing with a situation at the shop where I didn't know. I was dealing with a situation at the shop where, shall I be honest, I was cutting this kid here. And he was getting a ball fade. Most of the times they say kids not supposed to get ball fades because they get grown hairs and stuff. So the lady will always get her son a ball fade. And one time she like, you didn't clean your clippers because my son like got bumps and stuff on his head. So I'm like, I cleaned my clippers. Like I tried to do it in front of you just because of this situation.
That's last time.
So we going back and forth. We wasn't really going back and forth. But she like, it never happened to him before. So me, I'm like, okay, in order to avoid this situation, like this is what I'm gonna do. Like I'm cool with the person who bring their kid. So look, I'll buy some clippers and I give you the clippers. So whenever you want to get your son a haircut instead of appointment, just bring the clippers, and I use those clippers specifically for him. So I said that
you bought the clippers?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I can't finish though, but that's prime example. Like I say that to say when it comes to like situations with family and stuff, nobody wants to actually like be the bigger person. Like, okay, I see you feel this way, so I'm going to take this initiative to try to come up with a resolution. Like, okay, you feel this way, so what can I do to change or try to change myself to where you don't feel like this? And if I feel like you do something I don't like, why can't you do the same thing? Like, okay, if you feel this way, why can't I take the initiative to change that? I think people so stuck in their ways. And
why they can't just get the fuck on? Because they fucked me over to the point where that I'm really messed up. So why do I gotta accept what they did to me and kick it with them? Why do I have to see them at that? I didn't do nothing wrong.
Why she not just buy the clippers herself?
That's what I'm saying. Like
me,
I guess my mindset is different. Like I'm so big on even if you treat me a certain way to where I'm traumatized from that situation, it already happened. Like it's not doing me no good keeping that same hurt. In the long run, like the hurt that I've got from this person that I'm holding on to is fucking me up. So for me to let that go, that don't mean like you have to like kick it with this person and do that. With your own self, you could let that hurt go. Because if you don't, then it's steady, affecting you.
So who's to say you're not letting it go?
What do you think?
No, I was going on what he was saying. What he was saying was, okay,
I was more
this
hitting
person,
with my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, what he was saying was, okay, this person affected me and traumatized me, so why I gotta be the big person, kick it with this person and be cool with that. I'm not saying like you have to kick it with this person.
And maybe I should have been a little bit.
Let that go though.
Maybe I should have been a little bit more explanatory with that. And I mean this in the most, man, I hate to use this word, vile way possible. Because we find in a lot, especially back in the day, you will find a lot of families, little boys, little girls, have been affected in some type of abusive manner, rather than sexual, emotional, whatever. And you have to still see this uncle or auntie or cousin or parent. And they know that's the biggest family secret. Everybody knows what this person did to you, but yet they want you to it. I ain't gonna hold you up. You do something to my kids, you want to see Jesus, bro. And I'm not sitting in no room with you. And it's
technically, if they did something to a kid, they wouldn't be going to see Jesus.
No. I'm gonna go. No, I'm just saying they're gonna meet their creator some way or another.
Yeah, say you're gonna go to see the devil.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Nah, fuck that. Let's change that terminology.
No, for real though. And the reason I say that is because you will find, and the reason I brought this topic up is because you will find a lot of families will have their children or whoever have been hurt by another person so bad, but they make this kid or this adult accept these people, knowing how hot, you know what I'm saying? And it's never a family meeting like, okay, yeah, you was wrong. It's not to say you trying to ban somebody from the family, but damn, like, can y'all help me out? Because stop sticking something on. Stop sticking people in my face. You know they did something wrong to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I get exactly
Ooh,
what
you
you're
need
saying.
to be in
And it's
jail.
Ain't
easier.
no way.
Talking about hanging
It
around each
wouldn't
other.
happen.
It's definitely
But it happens,
easier
though.
said than
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
no, you're right. It does.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
definitely
it's
know.
right because it's easier said than done. My viewpoint on it is like getting through all that. That's the side like I'm speaking on. Like once you get to a point where you know got over your trauma or whatever,
Yeah.
you at a point where okay, I'm not about to let this affect me.
Yeah.
Like okay, I know this person did this or did that and they traumatized me, but me holding on to what that person did to me, I'm really just affecting myself. But once you start to grow and stuff, like I said, easier said than done. But once you start to grow and what we talked about earlier, that self-love, to where you're not allowing nobody, to take you out of, your space to where you're comfortable in, then it really wouldn't affect you. And I say it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because I can't say what a person should do because I was never in that situation.
Right.
But yeah, that's something that's deep for real. And I can see how a person could be
But
traumatized off that.
A lot of people use the excuse, we family. You shouldn't be doing this. We family. You shouldn't be doing that. Listen, you got motherfuckers out there that you might have known for a year that'll treat you more like family, your whole lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't no excuse nowadays.
It's true.
It ain't no excuse. Like I said, people say life too short, and you should love each other and this and that, but life too short to be treated like you ain't nothing either. So it goes both ways, and it don't matter who you got to cut off.
So do y'all feel like y'all could do y'all feel like certain situations where y'all feel how a person is, y'all able to say y'all spend that time apart, y'all able to come together and really try to, talk and dish things out so y'all can get to a point where y'all cordial and, having that love, that family love.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's something like you disrespect me and we just not seeing eye to eye, I feel like that's something we could probably come back from. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stubborn person. I'm a strong man, and I'm very opinionated. But I like to hear other people's opinions, and I'm okay with that as long as you don't disregard, not disregard my. Once you try to I accept other people's opinions because I like to go back and forth. Mm-hmm. But if you try to just shut mine down, like mine wrong and yours right, that's where the problem comes with me. Because I'll accept your opinion because we see life different. Mm-hmm. But if you do something to I can deal with a lot, but if you do something like my kids, you do something, and ain't nobody never did nothing to her while I was around. But if somebody did something to her, she already know how to cut for real. We got a small little issue right now, but I don't like how certain people move. Not really you. I don't like how a certain person move, and I'm straight. I'm straight on it. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Period. Point blank. Ain't no way around it. There's nowhere a way around it. That's just how I am. And I feel like when it comes to certain stuff, you might be able to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to, because you do want to cut them ties, but you don't want to. You do want to cut them ties. You don't want to have that toxicity and carry around that trauma, but you also don't want to be worried about the shit every day. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair for either one of y'all.
But loving people from a distance is still loving them. You just loving them from a distance.
Bingo.
That's it. I don't have no bad blood against you. I don't have no beef with you. There's nothing. I love you to death, but I cannot be around you because what you are, how you are, so it's loving people from a distance. That's how I feel. And I'm, like I said, I'm gonna always be big on that. Loving people from a distance.
We had one of our supporters reach out. Shout out to Jerome Crumb of Crumb Cleaning Company, man. Anytime you need some cleaning, hit that guy up on Instagram, Jerome Crumb Cleaning Company. So he said, I asked him a question, and he said, for example, he said his mom was born in '62, and he said they were so messed up by that generation before them that it was messed up with them and theirs. So he said he witnessed his mom be mad at somebody in the family for some shit that had happened back in the 80s, and they never got over it. And it just was that's which way the direction that it went in. And kind of bounce back off what y'all was saying, you know what I'm saying? you gotta love people from a distance sometimes.
Yeah, but with that, that's just being mad.
That's just being
No,
mad.
Because you still holding on
You
to
still
it.
holding
So
on to
it's
that stuff.
it's two solutions to that. You
Yeah.
really can legit be like, I don't wish no bad on you.
Mm.
I hope
Yes.
all the best. I'm
Yes.
going to pray for you. If
Yeah.
you're around, hi. We don't gotta get nothing deep.
No.
We don't have to bring up stuff to make things awkward.
No.
You can literally just like, hey, and go on about your day and be blessed. But it's some people that are really angry and hang on to that and just I can't be around them. All I think about is this. I can't. Oh, I just always got something to say about this and then just on and on. And I just can't. I don't have no energy. I don't think I ever have enough energy to hate a person. I just don't.
I did for a little bit.
Yeah, I
Those
remember
people
you saying that.
At the end of the day, they hate themselves.
Yeah.
That's what
I
that
would
is.
I want to say that because I had a little bit of hatred, but it wasn't towards myself though. I told her I really hated my dad, and it wasn't because
That's a different situation.
yeah, but you know that's still my family. You know what I'm saying? Like I hated him, I didn't hate myself, but I did have to let go of that hate because it was weighing me down. So that I didn't really understand how strong toxicity and hate was. I really didn't. Like I thought it was just like you know.
Why would you say you hate your dad?
You said why?
Yeah.
Because of the traumatic things that he did. So because of the things.
So I feel like if you really think about it, you to some extent like you did hate yourself. And I feel like in order for you to have hate towards somebody else, it has to be something you hate about yourself. And the reason I say that is because you say you hated your dad because of the traumatic things that he did to you. You hated him because of the traumatic things that he did to you. And it made you, you know, the way you are, something you hated about yourself based on what your dad did. So it was something you hated about yourself.
Well, not this part because I wasn't gay. My dad was gay. So
I was gonna say, Marvin, this is a little different.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Marvin, this is a little
I
different.
didn't hate myself. I hated my father for what he. I hated my father for what he represented and how he tried to play victim to use it. He used that he was gay as a victim for me to hate him. I didn't hate you because you was gay. I hated you because you wasn't a father. That's why I hated you. I hated you because you left me bold. Because you left us in the hood. Because you left my mama with 3 kids by herself on the east side. I hated you because you never showed up to a football game or basketball game. Never told me you was proud of me. He used to say shit to me like, yeah, you ain't shit. You gonna be a fat bitch in a box.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? No, that's real. That's a real reaction. That's why I hated my father. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't hate but I had to learn. See, when my daughter was born, it was a type of love I never felt in my life.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is a kid and I have to be responsible. In the love, I swear it just poured out of me. I was just like this big lovable person now. And literally my daughter pulled that out of me. And I didn't hate myself. I just realized that I disliked him. And because hate is a strong word, and I had to realize I had to forgive him so that I could be okay.
Yeah.
And once I forgave him, I was like, all right, you had some lingering issues from him, but now it's time to be a man and move on because you can't let this affect you.
You had to hate. You had to let that hate go so you could grow.
Ooh,
everybody.
Good t-shirt.
Like,
Good t-shirt.
Come on now.
Having unforgiveness, when they say having unforgiveness is like drinking poison waiting for the other person to die.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wait, say
Come
it
on,
again.
work.
Having unforgiveness is drinking poison waiting for the other person to die.
Ooh.
Not for real, like, man, just having hate in your heart. And don't get me wrong, because like, so you talk about that and shit. My situation too, y'all know a little bit about my situation.
Yeah, I met Doggy Ball.
Yeah, and what's crazy was like well, I can never say I had. Well, no, when I first found out, like I had hate. I'm like, fuck, but it was more so hate because then, like, how this man about to feel? Like this man that raised me, like I was more so hurt for him. So once I like every time daughter tried to talk to me, I'm like, man, I hate this nigga. Like I don't know this nigga. But then I got to a point where, you know, it's like I ain't got no type of hate, no type of discomfort, anything around though, like speaking all that. But I'm comfortable. Like I know who my dad is. So now, like once I let all that go, like that hate and all that, I feel so much better. So I feel like hate is a big fucking burden, like on your
It
shoulders.
is.
It
It
takes
takes
more
a lot of energy.
It takes a lot of energy to hate.
Man, what?
Yeah.
You shout out to my wife. My wife taught me that. I ain't gonna hold you up. You taught me that for real. I ain't really know that. I ain't really feel that. So I got with you. Like that shit that heavy. Because man, boy, it's like that shit'll grab you and it'll pull you down with it.
Man.
That shit really like a double-edged sword. And I ain't what?
Anything that has like to do with, because I know we talk about hate and that's strong, but even when it comes to just smiling and frowning. Like when I was in elementary, my teacher would say like it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. You know, just all of that. It's like all that negativity stuff.
I think it was like
It do.
50 something muscles.
It do take more
No,
muscles
I think
to
it
frown.
was like 50 something muscles to smile and 100 and something to frown.
Yeah.
It
Well,
took
what
way
if it's
more.
like-
Then you just ugly as hell. I'm just talking, but yeah, it do. It take a lot more energy to just.
All that negativity.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, that's why you forgive, never forget, and you love people from a distance.
Yes.
Yes.
So-
Drink your water.
What I've been doing, I got this other book. No, but on some real shit though. Like I got this one book right here. It's called on some real shit. It's called The Power.
The power.
Oh, so you right though. It takes 62 muscles to frown and 26 muscles to smile. My bad.
Oh, okay, something like that.
See,
I guess that was off,
I
but
can't
yeah.
wait to just get on.
I had to get they fact checks.
No, this one book is called The Power.
Yeah, it's a good book too.
I bought her this.
What's it
goddamn
about?
What's it about?
Huh?
Who wrote that book? James Clear?
So look, I got her this book right.
Uh,
Why I've been sitting on the goddamn desk for the longest. I got her that book like 2
What
months
you get her? The Minister
First of all,
Society?
he got it about last month.
You got her a colored book?
And I just,
Shut
shut up.
book called The Power.
And I read it,
You read?
some of it.
okay.
3 pages.
But look, so this book is real dope though.
Grow.
The reason I say this book is dope because it talks about
Kids with school.
Growth. I see it. I see it. TT see it.
this book of power. So it talks about love.
Uh-huh.
And the reason like all this shit is going on in the world is because we forgot how to do things with love. The example they gave in a book is say you see like a family member or you see somebody driving a car that you love, like say it's your dream car, you see somebody driving it, a lot of people would be like, man, I hate they got this damn car. I want that car. But if you look at somebody driving that car and you put out love into the atmosphere, like, oh yeah, I love that car. I love they driving this car and I hate that you bring it back love. So what I think like a lot of this shit go wrong at
They
is
can't afford it either.
That ain't what.
That's where he was
I think, like,
going.
a lot of issues in this
These
world,
haters.
a lot of issues with this world and like with traumatic issues is nobody is producing out love. Like nobody is dishing love out to the world. Like if you ever like just in our city, Detroit, if you go in the gas station, I'm not sure how it is with women, but men, when we go in the gas station or a liquor store and there's dudes in there, we sizing each other up.
Immediately.
We get sexually harassed.
Immediately. I ain't gonna hold you up. When I walk in the store, see man, what up? You good, bro? Yeah, I'm good. Pint size, what you want, bro? Like it be like that.
Yeah, and we get damn bitch. Can I get your number?
Damn, that's what get the number.
You get your ass grabbed.
If your
We
man
get-
loved you, you wouldn't be pumping your gas like that. They stay saying that. Okay, sorry. We traumatized. Sorry.
That's what I just about to bring up. So the reason we saying that is because I'm about to say. Never mind. But the reason I was getting to that point was because like if y'all ever witnessed like when we go in the gas station, everybody like sizing each other up and shit. Most of the time it's not like because niggas mad or none of that. People got trauma that they never deal with, like going on in their family, going on some everyday shit. So when we around like just random people, that energy that we getting from being traumatized that we never deal with, we giving that shit off to random people.
And we was living in the hood, so
yeah, and it's like we ain't got no, like I don't even know you, bro. I ain't got no issue with you. So I think like that's another thing too, as far as like being traumatized is you wouldn't even realize you traumatized, and you dishing off this traumatized energy to other people in the fucking world. It's like we need to handle that, trauma to where we could give off love and stuff to the world.
I feel like when it comes to love,
that's what this book was talking about.
When you're trying to give off love, you can give off bad love. You know what I'm saying?
You can also hinder people.
You can't hinder people because a lot of people use that. They use that love to keep you back. Because like I ain't gonna hold you up. I used to be a super toxic individual, and women would attract to me in a certain type of way. I'd be like, "Yep, got you, bitch."
Manipulation.
And you can hit some of them with that L word, and it's like they stuck in a sand pit, and they can't get out of it, and they can't grasp to get out of it. And a lot of people use that love in a negative way. And I feel like you got, like, going back to what she said, you gotta have that self-love before you put it out. So like, I agree with you. I feel like you gotta have that real self-love before you start putting it out like that.
Yeah, so I gotta ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So when you say love, like we got not even gonna say that. So what's your definition of love?
My definition
like when
of
you
love,
think of love, what do you think?
Man, that's such a real question. And it's funny because the pastor already asked us this. So love for me is rubbing my head when I've had a super long stressful day and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with tomorrow.
Yeah. So I gotta stop you right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's exactly what I was getting to. When you think of love, everybody think of like affection.
Yeah.
You think of love, you think about your spouse.
Yeah.
You can have love for when I think of love, and what I'm talking about in the book, it's not like spousal love.
Yeah.
You can have love. Say I cut hair. I love cutting hair. I got love for cutting hair. Say I like shoes. I love these shoes. Like that's what I mean when I say dishing out love into the world. It's not just like with an individual. It's just love, like period.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta dish out love.
You say you love shoes, you love cut. That ain't.
But that's stuff though.
I love lamb.
What?
Right.
I love lamb. So when you let me ask you this: when you say dishing out love into the world, when you are dishing it out to people, what does that mean to you? How would you go about it?
Talk to
when I go out dishing love to people. So
free haircuts on Mara for the love.
No, not even that. If I'm coming across this person and say I am cutting their hair, I'm giving off like love energy to where okay, I'm about to get you crispy just because I love like helping an individual have confidence just based off a haircut. So that's me giving out love to the world.
I mean, they're paying for it though.
But
so
it's still no. Because hold on, you said they paying for it, so it could be people that's cutting somebody hair and they only doing it because they get money. They not doing it with love. They just doing it because money. That's how people get fucked up haircuts. So if I'm dishing out love in a haircut, I'm making sure, okay, I'm about to have them crispy. Like I'm about to put my time into it. I'm about to make sure they're crispy because I love what I'm doing. I love how I'm trying to make this person feel.
I can kind of agree.
Can I get the dictionary?
Because my let me just say. So my barber cut my hair extra color for my wedding, and I felt like that was love. And then he didn't charge me. He didn't charge me at all. He was like, shout out to BY over there at Legendary Barbershop.
Oh, my dog BY?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's my dog. Right there.
He cut my hair for free and got me super crispy. You know what I'm saying? I asked him how much. He told me. I was all right. And when he got done, he was like, don't worry about it. That's all I love.
It was crazy that, like, it's, man.
I already met my.
I didn't know you knew BY, but
I seen you
one of them individuals where anytime you see him, it's love.
Yeah,
like, hey, brother, like love, brother, like brother.
Oh,
like, it's always love. That's what I mean.
He speak like when he speak, he be like, "What's up, King? How you doing, King?"
Yep,
that's how he greet my kids when I took my kids to the barbershop. Yeah, when I took my kids to the barbershop to him, he was like, "What's up, young kings? How y'all kings? Y'all feeling blessed?" Like he do that now. But you don't find that everywhere.
Yeah.
So you know.
So that's what I mean, like dishing out love into the world. But I don't technically mean like the spousal. And
definitely. But Pastor Fun Size had a word for us.
Pastor,
my bad. My bad. I'm sorry, Pastor Woodbine. Deacon Fun Size. What you have for?
So I just looked it up just so we can get the actual definition. And it says an intense feeling of deep affection. That's the first one. The second one is a great interest and pleasure into something. So that's what you said with the haircut.
Pleasure.
And then feel deep affection for someone, like or enjoy very much. So these are
your hair slap your head and you better not do no
I
work.
have of course the biblical that the sense of that.
yeah.
Like
Get a
one
word.
of my favorite was, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. Keeps no records of wrongs. Does not delight in evil. Rejoices with the truth. Always protects. Always trusts. Always hopes. Always perseveres. Never fails.
Pass the
Screenshot
collection.
that and send that.
Pass the collection plate around. Pass the
Screenshot
collection
right
plate
now.
around.
Send it to me.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got shit for the church.
Hey, don't matter.
That's
Don't matter what you got, brother. Come in as you are.
Dog.
All rise.
Well, I mean,
That I ain't gonna hold you up. Shit, you hit the hammer on the you hit the nail
yeah,
on the
that was
hammer
pretty
with that.
fucking beautiful.
I feel like love, and it's crazy. I think it's the opposite. How we were saying hate has so much energy. I think love doesn't take a lot of energy.
It don't.
It's just something that's just in
Genuine.
you, and it's not even much effort because you just want to pour into somebody. However you feel like you need to pour into them, it's no effort. This is just something on me, and that's just what it is.
Except for when you cooking, that takes time and energy. That shit good as hell.
I mean, it do take time and energy, but still, but
It's the best macaroni and cheese
love
in
is
the land.
just, I don't know. It's natural for people that actually have good hearts. Now, for those that don't, it's going to take work. They're going to, like you said, it has no count or record of wrongdoing and this and that. Things like that. People hold on to that when they don't have a good heart. But when you do, you just kind of just let it flow. Sometimes you might take L's giving love because the fact of just how peaceful I am and just how calm I am, and I just love to be a good person. It still just be no effort. It's like I might take that L right now, but whatever. I know I can sleep good at night, knowing that I did something good for somebody or did the right thing. So
I got a question for y'all. And I want all y'all to answer this. So after all of this trauma and the trauma in the family and experiencing these traumatic experiences that ultimately make you the person that you are, how do you find peace and accept it at this point?
Be my dick.
Like it was big money.
I can't.
Y'all remember that on Crank Anchors? I beat my dick like
I was that was Dave Chappelle.
Like a million times. He goes to bullshit.
I say,
That was Dave Chappelle.
I say, fuck it.
And I'm sure y'all.
Same
That was Dave
Comedy
Chappelle.
Central, right?
you said, what was the question again?
How do you, after you get through the traumatic experiences and after you met with your therapist or did all the in between things, how do you get to peace and then how do you keep your peace?
So I say how you get to peace, just like you were saying, therapy. We had mentioned it earlier, doing something the same way and expecting a difference, you're not going to get a difference. So I say, therapy, doing things differently, and then once you get to a point where you have peace, a way to keep your peace is understanding how you got to a point where you have peace. So once you start to see like the pattern and the routine to where you got to that peace, then like I was saying earlier, what to take along with you so you won't veer off to where you're not supposed to be, and allow somebody to take their piece. And I believe, like, I'm big on energy and law of attraction. So what you dish out is what you're gonna receive back. So if you dishing out love, most of the time you're gonna get love back. So that's how I say you keep your peace, and make sure, even if you got kids, you got jobs, you got a lot of stuff to do in the world, understand you cannot, accomplish all these things unless you take care of yourself first. So that's self-love. So by keeping peace is all those things, but first and foremost, keeping God first and self-love.
Okay, so you're the man.
Number
Splash.
2, you got something to say?
About what?
Turn that radio down. Turn that radio down. No, I'm just.
What was the question again?
She
So the
got that
question was,
phone in there.
getting to peace and keeping that peace.
What was the question?
So once you've been through all your traumatic experiences and you realize that you have to find a different outlet, once you get to the peace, how do you keep the peace?
Staying the fuck away. That's one of the biggest things. Biggest thing is staying focused. Focus on your household, because at the end of the day, your household is more important than the family that you came from. It's the family that you build.
I beg your motherfucking pardon.
I said what I
Focus
said.
on the wrong shit.
Well,
I
it's cool,
said
'cause now I'm in the household.
And the focus been on you. 90,000 miles. But no, at the end of the day, for me, my piece is, it's being focused. It's having a routine. It's having stability. Because honestly, you can't have peace. And for me, you can't have peace. For me, I can't have peace without stability. I can't have peace without a routine. I need a routine. And I'm trying to push that on my kids now. We have to have a routine.
Big fact.
It makes a difference. Like I said, you have to focus on what's more important, your household. You have to focus on shit. That's really it. Your household.
Goddamn dogs.
Your damn dog. That dog stank. Anywho,
Dang.
my bad.
I almost said, don't you ever.
My bad. Anyways, but yeah, you just gotta be focused, and you can't be around people that's not gonna elevate you. I'm sorry. I used to be the person that didn't care about that type of shit, but how my life has been going and how things have been, what I've learned, what I've seen, in order to elevate yourself, you have to be around people that's going to elevate you, that can help you elevate, that are or either trying to elevate. You can't be around people that's still stuck in the same.
You've
That
been
wanna be
listening
stuck
to
in
you've
the
been
same
listening to No
position.
More Parties, huh?
Hell no, I just had that shit in my head, man. I be listening to myself.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta say one more thing. I know we going.
Baby,
One more
God,
thing.
man.
This for the people that was like in my situation, which is like a lot of young men that's like lost in this generation. Another way to keep your peace is dealing with multiple women, having an understanding that having multiple women is not where it's at. Like once you get one woman, to each his own. This is my opinion. Once you get one woman where y'all on the same accord and stuff, like it makes things so much better, and it brings like so much peace, and like you talk about stability and structure in your life. We were raised to believe that what man was somebody dealing with multiple women.
Coochie
Like,
bring
I had
peace.
this
That's
one.
what we did.
And I just wanted to, put that out there that protecting your peace is not sleeping with multiple women, because you got sex demons, you got all type of energy that switch off.
Soul ties.
Protect the
ties,
peace.
all that.
Protect the peace.
Yeah, and a lot
Same
of
for
people,
women also.
yeah, definitely. That's anybody, period. when you mixing like all these type of energies and soul ties and stuff, having sex with multiple people, that throws off your peace.
And your
You may
pH
not-
balance.
Yeah, but you may not believe or think like sleeping with multiple partners is affecting you at all, but really it is. There could be days where you just depressed for no damn reason. Like, what am I depressed for?
Yeah, and
You
you
just
out
slept
here
with this
and you
person who
smelling
was
like
going
rat a
through
tag tag.
Slept with this person who going through so much shit. Now you sleep with that
Smelling
person
like bumblebee
just
eyes.
took away from your peace. So I just wanted to, put that in there. Like dealing with multiple partners and stuff, that could take away from your peace.
Okay.
Splashes. Number one.
Cause I've been fucking hoes, so that shit.
I wonder why he act the way he act.
No wonder why you ain't at peace, boy.
Okay. Acting
And
like
you
he
still on
reading.
that first page on that book.
Not even on chapter 2.
One day
Going through it. What about you, Splashes number one?
Pretty much find a hobby.
Even if
I can't stand John.
or he
You
got it before
not
me,
really. I mean,
don't eat as a hobby because back then I was
Yeah,
used to
don't-
lose
don't
30
eat.
pounds.
You need to lose 30 pounds by 2 months.
Yeah, I been at the party and then he was happy.
And Babu shit came back one look.
Okay.
Out of control.
Real ghetto.
Okay, so just do like for I like going to the water.
When this bitch start going to the
I do love the
I
water.
could have sworn she
I
took
know.
that from Myanmar.
No. I do love all the
I
time.
got a big influence on
No.
you. It's like, nah.
I just haven't done it yet.
Nah,
I
it's
do love
peaceful.
the water though. It is peaceful. I do love the water.
Big fact.
But like, but yeah, do something that you love. Protect, especially like your household. Just that should be your ultimate place of peace.
And share back real
For sure. Both sides of the toilet.
But there was another point I was gonna make with y'all, baby.
Yeah, they just ghetto.
Who made you lose your peace?
I gave y'all control. I gotta take it
Yeah,
out.
you gotta take it back. Take it back, girl. Take it. Shut up.
But and don't be afraid. Like if you gotta shut the world out, take that time for yourself. Don't just be unapologetic with that or whatever. Don't sometimes you gotta shut people out, shut things out. If you need your me time, just take your me time. Do what you gotta do, make sure that you are good.
Big fact.
Mine's when the kids go to school.
Wow, when you get out of the house.
Wow.
Where the fuck you be at?
Where my left side be? Where my left side be? In your bed?
Ow!
Sick. And so, my bad. You carry on.
It was another point, but I can't. Go ahead. I give you props up.
So, what about you, Fun?
Likewise.
Well, repeat that
So
again.
the question was, when you went through all these traumatic things, how to acquire peace and then how to keep the peace.
Oh, I knew I was gonna say. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Light bulb.
All right. Do not stress about things that you have no control over.
Ooh.
My granddad taught us that.
No, first of all, I'm a very spiritual person. Like, I give it. You have to give it to God anyways. But once you give it to Him, give it to Him. You can't give it to Him and worry about it. That don't
true.
go hand in hand.
That's fact.
So, and if you can't have no control over it, why stressing
I
about
got
it
you.
is not
Yeah,
go.
this shit.
You can have it. If you like you said, if you gonna, I was reading something the other day. If you're gonna give it to him fully, but you can't give it to him and still try to work. Working on it.
I give it to him, all right.
You know
Anyway.
what? I don't know where that's going.
So, anyway, shout out the guy. But anyway,
Yes.
fun.
I agree with her. Like, you can't stress about stuff you don't have control over, but you can take the wheel and control things that you do have control, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it might be some things that's happening, but if you have an outlet where you can get out of it to protect your peace, then leave it. You can't control whether they gonna act right, whether they're gonna be a good person, whether they're gonna hurt you. People gonna do what they do. You no matter, you can cry, whine, complain all day long about how somebody treating you, and if they don't care, they don't care. I learned that, and I used to be one of them. Oh, I'm just so hurt about this and that. And then I started realizing I have some great people around, but I was so focused on this hurt that I didn't really realize that. And once I started getting rid of them, regardless of how long I knew them, regardless of the status, yeah, it might hurt for a minute, but now I got some of the dopest people in my life. I have some wonderful family, wonderful friends. I am happy, and everybody that I cut ties with, that I had to, I don't have no regrets. I'm at peace. I'm truly at peace, and that's what it is.
Let's clap it up for the peace, baby.
She said, "Fuck them."
Okay, but in a good way. I still hope the best. It don't have to be beef when you cut people off. It really don't. It's just I wish you the best. I can't be involved in this, but I hope you do well.
Right.
And that's just what it is. You can love them for this. Pray for them too. Every now and then I find myself praying for random people that I don't want nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Because my heart is heavy. I'm an empath too. And that's another thing with that peace thing. You have to, yeah. Oh, and let me touch on this real quick. Not too long, but being an empath, you have to really watch who you are around.
Yes.
Because it's like a battery. So I got a full battery, and I'm giving out all this energy to everybody, but not one of them giving back to me. So when I'm on E, I'm on E. No one else can help fill this back up.
Can't recharge.
So you cannot be around them people that don't reciprocate. It ain't even, oh, I do this for you if you do this for me. No, it's that energy, it's that vibe, that hope, and just uplifting, everything like that. If you can't give that to me too, I'm steady giving it to you, but you want to stay down, I cannot be around it.
Yeah.
You got to be a victim by yourself, baby. And I got to move on.
Can I ask that? I mean, can I ask a question to that?
Yes.
So,
I gotta
based
answer.
off like something, based off
He even
something,
I gotta answer
answered
my
first. He gotta
question.
answer.
based off something like I went through personally, to where basically, do you feel like a person who do want to change, but they still like stuck in that bad energy, bad love type thing? Do you feel like that still like affects you based off what you say? Like, what's the word when you what person?
Empath.
Empath. So I got it. But when you're an empath person, when you dishing out all this love, and you kind-hearted, and everybody see that. So most people who see that you an empath person, they just like you say, they try to attach you. So my question was like, I had this one person, not even just this one person. Like I'm dishing out so much love because it's the type of person I am, and this person is trying to change, but they're still so stuck in their traumatic ways to where them trying to change, they was draining from me. So when it did get to a point where I'm helping all these people, like you say, once you dishing out all this energy and battery usage and shit, once you dish it off, who there to like recharge you? So I feel like, do you feel like you could deal with somebody that do want to change, but they just so like stuck in their traumatic ways and still be an empath person?
I'll give it a little time, but if it's only so long, I'm gonna allow you to sit there. After that, you have to fall completely, because that right now, me being an empath, I'm cushioning it. I'm protecting that fall. So you want to keep doing that. You want to keep playing off that. At some point, I had to take that cushion from under you and just let you fall.
So
And then you get back up.
So would you be so stuck in your ways to where, and this is not me just talking about you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you would be so stuck in your ways to where, say, you didn't cut this person off, you didn't gave them the time to, deal what they got to deal with? Would you be so stuck into your ways to where they try to come to you like, yo, I actually took the time, to fix what I needed to fix, and I want to build this relationship? Would you be at that point to where you like, okay, I could accept this person, the new person, or or would you be like so stuck to where I still got this in the back of my mind of what we was before?
I'm stubborn, but I would be open to it. Let's have a conversation. But you use that discernment. If you see like all this time ain't nothing really changing, nah, I'm gonna have to let that go. But I'm all for plain grace. It's just
You also
how
have
much
to-
you get.
Well, I was just gonna say real quick, you also have to understand too, even with those type of people, that you have to let them fall, because at the end of the day, that's what God has planned for them, so they can learn. You don't want to be me at this point. I was always a giver, always been a giver, always trying to help anybody I can, like a motherfucker. At one point, I said,
We outside.
he know I'm telling the truth. At one point, I had to say, fuck them.
What about when I asked the CEO Cry to go see that one girl?
Shut up! I had to say, fuck them, but in a good way.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I had to learn that I went through a lot of shit. It hurt me, it traumatized me, but I'm not going to say I got completely out of it or truly healed from it, but I did get out of it to where I was able to move on. And I felt like God put me or let me go through a lot of that stuff so I can learn everything. Y'all know I'm big on everything happens for a reason. So I feel like the more that you cushion in somebody is you're hindering them from what God has planned for them. God needs them to go through this so they can learn something.
So what about
real quick.
Because when she asked me for money and shit to get her some food, she broke, I should tell her, like, God wants you to go through this.
First of all, I don't be broke.
Just
Just know I don't be broke. I don't like spending my own money.
I definitely feel it. So when it comes to peace and, closing out that segment of, actually ascertaining the peace, actually coming full circle with the peace, it was a quote by a great man. Be like water. Be like water is making it through the cracks. Don't be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way around or through it. It's nothing within you stay in the grid. Outwards of things that disclose themselves. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. And that's by the great Bruce Lee. And when it come to peace, like
you talking about the one that used to kick people's ass?
Definitely. But it was a great.
He moved like water too.
Well, like when it truly comes to peace, I'm like finding your peace and closing out the negative and the traumatic experience that you had go through your life. Like for me, it's like getting to that other side and just being okay. Like my anxiety used to be super high. Like I used to be tripping and flipping out about every single little thing. And now getting to that, finding that comfortable level of peace is like, I don't have to worry about so many things. And not even because I got a cool ass partner, but simply because like I am who I am and I'm going to be who I am. But I understand that in order for me to be who I am, I had to find a peace. And the peace for me was like praying and being alone. Hey, if beating your dick help you, that help you. You know what I'm saying? But doing it too many times a day can blind you. But
what? No, that's not true.
But
that is not true.
Peace,
so if he come in with glasses, nigga,
that ain't true. Because I know somebody that did it all day, every day.
But me finding peace was like the foundation to everything at the end. Like when I was done, when I realized like that being homeless was a mindset and not really being homeless, like when I found that out, I was like, all right, I'm ready not to be homeless somewhere. And I was like, I think I found peace. And it was such like, you ever see the movies and like when people die, they kind of like stepping through heaven or their version of what they think is heaven. I kind of felt like I was stepping to a better side when I found peace. Like,
was you ever a homosexual?
A homosexual? I've never been a homosexual because I never could do that to myself. It just wasn't in me. But I don't know. When I crossed over to the other side, it's just you ever just feel like don't shit matter no more and everything will be okay no matter what happens.
It's like,
Every day.
so would you say like you feel like you were reborn?
I wouldn't say I felt like I was reborn, because that's such a strong word. But I will have to say like I felt like that I was working on a better version, the best version of me. I wouldn't say I felt reborn. And shout out to everybody that go and get rebaptized 4 or 5 or 10, 15 times. You gotta no for real though, because you gotta find your path no matter
That's
what.
a lot of you. Might
It
as
is,
well
but
repent.
hey,
Shit.
but sometimes you gotta keep. That's why it's called repenting. Sometimes you gotta keep doing what you gotta do. But like sometimes you gotta keep falling on your ass. So you find peace, and I finally have found my peace, and I didn't have to confide in a vice or a woman for it.
Yeah. And then I like how you said peace. I like how you said you found peace, like when you were homeless. A lot of people put peace on
Just
finances.
vote it all the way through. That's all you gotta do. Because I'm a dude.
All right.
No, we got.
But yeah, so
Alright,
I like how when you said, you know, you were homeless, you found peace being homeless. A lot of people put peace on finances. They think if they get a certain amount of money, that's when they have peace. But the real peace is, it has nothing to do with finances. For real.
Nothing to do with stuff.
Peace is within. So you could like be at your lowest moment, and you still in that lowest moment, then you find peace.
Because a homeless dog will stay loyal to his homeless owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I synced it. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
you
That's
should-
good dogs.
And you was
They
one
are
of them
loyal.
homeless owners.
Yeah, but we got fun
I
size.
was.
I mean, not fun size. Splash System #1.
She don't even got the question no more.
No,
She
I mean,
forgot.
we
Y'all
went
done
there.
made her forget
Right.
her comment. It was something deep too. I knowed it. I knowed it.
You know it.
I
I
know
know
it.
that shit.
You
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, well, I just feel like, fuck people.
That's how we wrapped it up.
Yeah,
Wow.
wrap it up. If they don't,
Except our viewers.
if they ain't
Listening.
elevating your life in no type of way, it ain't gotta be giving you anything, giving you advice, talking to you, listening to you, elevating you in any type of way.
Bringing good vibes.
Bringing good vibes,
Yeah.
bringing positivity into your life. Fuck them.
If they
Right.
can't charge that battery up while you
Period.
draining yours out, and they can't help charge it back up in any kind of way, make you leave feeling good being around them, anything. Fuck them, like she said. Okay.
Follow us on Instagram. We Outside the Show.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram at We Outside the Show. We always here every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yes. Are we giving our Instagrams? It's
Positive
You know.
vibes positive underscore vibes.
underscore.
She might have been under a squirrel.
You saw that? See how you know? Don't nobody else get it. This girl was making this video. This Caucasian girl made a video. We gonna show y'all after this. Her rap was like this. Period.
I don't
I was
know
watching it
that.
earlier.
That shit
Oh.
pissed me off.
Oh, I saw
Oh, yeah,
her
yeah,
face
yeah.
and scroll by it.
Yeah,
Watch this.
yeah. Period. Period.
Bye.
She like her tongue stank. I ain't gonna hold
Like
her.
cigarettes, like Newport.
Like Newport 100s in a box.
No, you know them cigarettes you had to make yourself.
Oh,
It was called that. But anyway,
Shout
you,
out to
you can catch your girl Fun Size on funsize.clark on Instagram.
Okay, you got
Stop playing hot potato.
Splash this one at underscore splash this one underscore or IG.
Flash this 2 at positive underscore vibes with 2 E's and an S at Instagram. On Instagram. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Man, it's Mr. Outside, man. You can follow our page over there on Instagram at We Outside the Show. You can follow me personally on InspirationX_ on Instagram. Check out some of the motivational videos, uplift the spirit, body, mind, and soul. I want you to remember, we gifted. This ain't scripted.
Sir, we outside. Y'all can follow your boy. Yeah, Mar.
Yeah.
At Mar1824. That's Mar1824, 1824. But
There it is.
I want to end off on one note too. Man, let's push out more love into the world.
Yes.
Push out love.
Peace, positivity, and
And
healing.
saying fuck
Push
people.
out love.
That's not elevating.
Damn.
Saying fuck people is not pushing out love. You push
It
out
is.
love, you push out positivity, you get love, you get positivity.
Saying
Yeah,
fuck people.
Mar.
Just like the devil and the angel.
Saying
On your
fuck
show,
people that's
you
not
got one
elevating you. Okay, no, it's the realest. Saying fuck people that's not
You
elevating
still got love them people.
No, you gotta.
You can love them. When I say
You
fuck
can
them,
love
I'm
people.
not saying fuck them. I'm saying fuck them so you can have your peace.
What about fuck people that you fucking but you love?
What?
Fuck your
But
head
don't
up.
we say fuck them kids and we love them kids?
But that's.
Same
Did
thing.
you listen to the
It's
question
the
I
same thing,
asked?
guys.
She didn't hear that question.
That's a whole nother topic.
Right.
We gonna get on that maybe next.
I said when you
No, he
fucking on
said,
people that you say fuck them but you love them.
Have a good night, guys.
We outside.
We outside.
We outside.
Yeah,
What
man. What is that? You gang in here?
It's a W for we outside.
That ain't W.
Oh wait.
What's that? Man,
Yeah,
Just for we
more.
outside. I'm not no gang member.
you not no gang member?
I don't play those type of games.
She gotta look in the camera and tell she not a gang member.
I got kids.
We are respectable good people.
Oh, we outside.
We outside.
Y'all done said
W-O?
that about 15 times.
We outside.
That might be
We
no.
outside.
That might be no.
Turn this shit off.